Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, with some major Vita Vea trade news that impacts the Las Vegas Raiders. If you didn't see the video that I already put out on the Raiders Report YouTube channel, please go check it out, though. We will talk about all the Vita Vea stuff here on the show today. Also, we're going to get into some Raiders training camp news. I'll give you my reaction to what Klint Kubiak said at the presser, but a major shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks, and I can get you $150 in lineups if you win your first lineup over at America's #1 sports pick app, which is Prize Picks. Just make sure that you use code HMA. That link will be down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. Man, oh man, do we have a jam-packed show on tap for all of y'all out there. If you don't know, my name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and the two big things that we're talking about today, Vita Vea, and we're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. So my question to you is, what are you more interested to hear about today? Do you want to hear about my reaction to what Klint Kubiak just said? They are not going to practice today. They're going to hit the practice field tomorrow, if you didn't already hear the presser. But like at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you, I want to talk about Vita Vea. I was so fired up yesterday when I saw the news that Vea requested a trade from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was at the gym. I was done with work. And then I saw that news happen, and I don't know if you saw the video. I was fired up and shit. I'm still freaking fired up about it. When you go through May, June, and July, you know, it's kind of quiet. But to be honest with you, like, that was a good thing being a Raider fan this time around. But this type of rumor, this type of news should really get you fired up. So if you did not see the video that I just put out on the channel, Adam Schefter confirmed yesterday that Vita Vea has requested a trade from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you didn't see the video, here is the thumbnail for you. It's called Vita Trade News. And I was up late last night. I was up bright and early this morning. And I got to work super early today because I was freaking like amp the F up around Vita Vea. But because of that, I was making phone calls. I was talking to people. I was in here with the Chat Sports guys because we had a source reach out to one of our other teams, and then I got kind of looped in on it. And the Chat Sports team was making phone calls left and right, bright and early this morning, and I did. I had an entire show ready to rock and roll because I had a source tell me that there was mutual interest between the Las Vegas Raiders and Vita Vea, and I am under the impression that there is already a deal on the table for the Silver and Black trying to go out and get the Bucs defensive tackle. And I am somebody that always says, where there's smoke, there is fire. I am not trying to be an insider. I don't want to be an insider. I'm a Raider fan just like all of y'all that when I get information, I'm going to tell it to you. Now, I was trying to wait to do this show live, but to me, I'm somebody that follows dominoes. I followed the NFL for a long time, and I do know that sometimes when something happens, other things could happen. So when I saw the news that went down around Jalen Carter, and let me just walk you through what happened in my mind. I had a conversation this morning. That source that I talked to this morning made it clear to me that it sounds like the Raiders, the 49ers, the Denver Broncos are the top three teams right now the most interested for Vita Vea. And I also had the impression that Vita wants to be a Raider. The Raiders want Vea, and there's already a table or a deal on the table. So I'm kind of thinking all this, and then I see this news. This is important to Raider fans, and I think it should be important to you because do I think Vita Vea gets anywhere close to this number? No, I do not. But because he's a defensive tackle, this will some way, shape, or form impact when Vita is traded or not traded because he's going to get a brand new contract. And if you're the Raiders and you want to go out and get Vita Vea, you're going to have to give him a brand new contract extension. But I also know that the Raiders have been sniffing around Jalen Carter. And they've been sniffing around Jalen Carter for quite some time. And I almost wonder if the Eagles got word that Jalen Carter ain't going to go anywhere. He's staying in Philadelphia. And I wonder if the Raiders made it very clear that, hey, we are now looking at Vita Vea, somebody that's got connections to John Spytek, somebody that's got connections to Tom Brady. Our GM and Tom Brady have both won a Super Bowl with Vita Vea. I know that the Raiders are not a Super Bowl team right now, but I think you're insane if you don't think Vita Vea helps this team now and helps this team in the future. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, we're going to go through all the deals I got for you on the show. If you want to get your questions, your comments up here on the program, hashtag Raiders or Super Chat, we will do a $20 Venmo duck race at the end of the program. If you come in second place in that duck race, you're going to win a $150 gift card from a OG Panda Subs. And then at the very, very end of today's show, yes, we're talking about Vita Vea. Yes, I will talk about Klint Kubiak. We're always going to be interacting with each other down in the comment section. But I got a DM the other day on social media, and I always say, Raider Nation is family. If you believe in that, I hope you watch to the very end of this show because it's not for me. I hope that you do it for somebody that's battling something way, way bigger than anything I can even wrap my mind around. But to the person, you know who you are. The family knows who you are. And I mean this when I say this. If you're a Raiders fan, if you're a human being, I hope you watch to the very end of this show because sometimes there's things that are a lot bigger than football. So let's get into this Prize Picks read because, again, for those of you that do not know, today's show is sponsored by our good friends over at Prize Picks. And as soon as I get done telling you about the fact that you can get $150 after you play your first $5 lineup if you win, we will get into all the deals, and then we will keep this show going around training camp, and we will keep it going around Vita Vea because there is a lot, and I mean a lot, to discuss. Now, some of you might be going, well, Mitch, I don't know if you saw, but your Mets lineup yesterday lost. Yep, I saw it. And I am on a hell of a losing streak right now on Prize Picks. But luckily, it's not about me. It's about you, and it's about new users because I got a brand new offer, and you can get $150 in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup over at Prize Picks. All you got to do is use code HMA. That's code HMA. Lock it in. Do it right now. I also know that today is Taco Tuesday. Now, some of you might be going, what on God's earth is Taco Tuesday? I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I would love to crush some tacos right now. But the Taco Tuesday that I'm looking at right now, you guys can see, is for women's basketball. And essentially, throughout the day on Tuesday, Prize Picks releases multiple discounted player projections, and they are called tacos, and they are marked with a taco icon. So it's kind of like a deal that Prize Picks looks at. One of the lineups that our guys here at Chat Sports is cooking up, it's a $5 to win, $30 lineup. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not my lineup with everything going on around Vita Vea, with everything that happened around the Raiders last night with all the roster moves. I did not have a chance to make another lineup today, just so all of y'all know. So I wanted to just be able to tell all y'all about Taco Tuesday. I wanted to be able to tell all y'all about this brand new offer on Prize Picks. And if you plan on watching this show, if you plan on hanging out with me, I'm going to talk about Prize Picks every single day. Get started with America's #1 sports pick app because I'll just say it like this. I think if you're a sports fan, get Prize Picks. It's going to make sports a lot more enjoyable. I'm watching the 45-win New York Mets in the middle of July. Why? Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, today's deals on the program today. If you end up banging on the show, you already know whoever bangs the most in July, you're in my fantasy football league, and the final day of July is on Friday. Bring your drinking pants. Make sure you're ready to rock and roll for Raiders Report Friday Happy Hour. MVP. Whoever the MVP is of our show today, you're going to get yourself a golden ticket in order to get into that fantasy football league, which means 2 spots. We're giving away 2 spots to get in my fantasy football league this upcoming Friday, July 31st. But my deal, I know Vita Vea wears number 50. I was trying to think of a way to convince my bosses that I could go live tomorrow. I want to go live for the first day of Raiders training camp practice. I don't typically go live on Wednesdays. So here's my deal to all of y'all out there. If you want me to change up the entire Chat Sports schedule so I can go live tomorrow, if we get 5 bangs for Vita Vea today, I'm going to be live here on the Raiders Report tomorrow, and we're doing a lot of talk around training camp because I feel like today is going to be a lot of talk around Vita Vea. Now, obviously, if anybody wants to get in, my duck race, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. If you're like, Mitch, what's a duck race? Think of it as a 50-50 raffle. If you're one of the viewers, and I'll just say it like this, you don't have to join. You can walk in just like a restaurant or bar. I can hand you a menu. If you don't want to participate, it's okay. You can sit here and you can enjoy free content every single day. But to the people out there that want to put a little bit of money in your pocket, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. And again, a friendly reminder, if you come in second place, you're going to get a $150 gift card to Panda Sups, and that's a deal that we're running for July. Like, I'll tell you this might actually be your last chance to get the gift card from Panda Sups. I don't know if this deal will continue in August. I still got to figure it out from Panda and from my team here at Chat Sports. If you want to know who's in the lead for the July bang race, Craig Nelson right now has the lead. I'm not going to lie, I literally saw you make that change on the other side of the screen. And I was like, what are you doing?
He's like, Lopez fucked up. What is he doing?
All right, well, no, I was literally like, what? I saw you changing it. And now the July bang race was a 4-bang lead from Craig Nelson, and now it's a 5-bang lead. Craig Nelson! Bang! It's a bang party. We're freaking Kubiak, Craig. I don't know about y'all. I woke up this morning fired up for Veterans to report, and then when I got the scoops that I did on Vita Vea, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm so amped up, and it's only July 28th. Mitch, now that camp is here, wanted to give you and the entire team a heartfelt thank you for all the relevant daily content, all of your honest opinions, takes on everything Raiders. My only complaint, I wish I found you guys years earlier. Let's go, Nation. Oh, man, like that means obviously a lot to me. I know that we've done this show for, it's kind of crazy, man, going on 9 years. And I think the reason why we are the #1 most watched Raiders show in the entire world, I do think my team works their ass off. It's what I do. It's what I know how to do. Again, I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not the funniest guy. I'm not the most tied-in guy, but I will promise this to Raider Nation. Nobody will ever outwork me. Promise you that right now. And if you're somebody watching this show, whether you're on the beat, whether you're a content creator, I hope that you don't take that as, a jab. It's not. It's just like if you were to ask any NFL player, like you ask Max Crosby, who's the best on the planet, you're damn right he's going to say he's the best on the planet. That's what Max does. And I think that my team, we try to show up and give you guys commitment to excellence every single day because, one, it's the only thing I know how to do. Two, you guys show up every single day and give it to us right back. So shout out to Craig, the Bang MVP right now for the month of July. But you know what the cool part about this whole thing is, Craig? More and more content is going to be coming out this year. Our team has gotten bigger. My #1 pledge is always going to be making sure that Raider Nation knows I got your back. Because I think you guys know I got your back, and we've been able to build a really cool relationship throughout the years. Motorcycle Profit. Give me the good news, Mitch. Well, you can say, honestly, when I read this, it was like, give me the good news, bitch. The good news is Vita Vea is interested in playing for the Raiders. The Raiders are interested in trading for Vita Vea. I am under the impression that a deal is already on the table, but I also am under the impression that the Raiders are not the only team with an offer. And based on the source that I talked to today, I actually don't think the Raiders have the highest offer on the table. Bo, what up, Vita Las Vegas? Dude, I'm all in, man. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. I want the Raiders to make this deal. I'm going to show you guys some trade ideas. I'm going to show you guys just some different trade news around Vita Vea, but I am all in. I think that this would be a fantastic move for the Las Vegas Raiders. Yoda, what's going on, Yoda? Shout out to you, my brother. I think we are all caught up on all the super chats. It looks like we got one more coming in from Paul Diamond. Mitch, what do you think the odds are that the Raiders can get Vita Vea for a 3rd-round pick? I'm not going to – the amount of times I've said Vita and Vea and Las and Vegas, dude, it's like getting all – it's like starting to get all crazy. Dude, this morning I was calling Vita Vea Locky Tossi. Now, I feel kind of bad because they're both like – they're both just gigantic defensive tackles, both listed at 347 pounds. But, like, I've just found myself mixing and matching the names over and over. I'll say this, Paul. I've reached out to a few people, and I would say this is what I was told. This is the kind of like the trade that I am just guessing. The sources that I spoke to most recently were like, it's not going to be a deal as big as Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence was a trade for the number 10 overall pick in this year's draft. I think the most, truly, I think the most notable trade that fans should look at, Osa Odighizuwa. He's a much younger defensive tackle, and the Cowboys swapped him, going perfect, to the San Francisco 49ers. It was a 2026 3rd-round pick, and then that guy ended up becoming a Jayshawn Barham at linebacker. That's kind of what I think that this trade ends up looking like based on the sources that I have talked to. But I do want to – I have no idea what the Raiders' offer is. I am just under the impression that there is already a deal that is on the table. And like when I heard that this morning, I'm not going to lie, the first thing I thought of was like, dude, have the Raiders had a plan all along? Because raise your hand, type me down below if on draft night, when the Raiders had the opportunity to select Caden McDonald, had the opportunity to select Christian Miller. Don't get me wrong, I love me some trading Stukes. I wonder if there was conversations about potentially Vita Vea, in years past, because the Raiders did. The Raiders did something that I think shocked me, and I think it shocked a lot of people. So, believe me, they've done it before, and they'll probably do it again. But this offseason just simply feels different. So let me know down below, y'all. Is defensive tackle the Las Vegas Raiders' biggest weakness? Is defensive tackle the biggest weakness for the team? Give me a yes. Give me a no. I'm going to give some shout-outs here on the program today. And after this, I do want to go through and I do want to just give you guys an update of, I wrote down 10 notes. 10 notes of what I heard about Klint Kubiak during his presser, and I'll just say it's the 10 most important things I would say that Klint Kubiak talked about right now. But to the 420 people here that are watching,
nice.
I'm seeing a lot of yeses down below. And I would say like defensive tackle or wide receiver. I don't think that you can hit me with any other position group. I really don't. And if you're telling me, no, Mitch, it's wide receiver, that's fine. I would make the argument defensive tackle is a more important position than wide receiver. You can call me crazy, but I actually don't even think it's that crazy of a statement. And like, oh my gosh, you ready? Watch this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, God. I mean, that instantly makes your defense a lot bigger. Lopez is looking at me like, dude.
I think you made a wet spot down there.
We're
going to have to clean that up.
Yeah, I hope that my Vita is just all
My Vita has fully veiled.
My Vita has fully veiled everywhere. I mean, but let's be real, right? Like, I'm getting excited about the Raiders' defensive tackle room. I haven't been excited about the Raiders' defensive tackle room since Christian Wilkins, and based on some rumors, there's probably a pause that you could say in that statement. But, like, real talk, though, like, this needs to be a room that's better, and I just think about what the Raiders did this offseason. Like, you invested so much money into your defense. Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Kwity Paye, Malcolm Kuntz, Eric Stokes. You got Max Crosby back. I'm trying to think of even more players, right? Think about all the moves the Raiders did on defense. You go and get a Vita Vea, that's an insurance policy on all that money you spent. Just like the Raiders were okay spending all that money on Tyler Linderbaum because Tyler Linderbaum was an investment. Klint Kubiak, Ashton Genty, the Raiders offense. Vita Vea is an investment in the 3-4 Rob Leonard defense and everybody else you went out and spent money on in free agency. I don't care. I shouldn't say I don't care. There's no way the amount of money, trade compensation, and extension cost for Vita Vea outweighs all of the positives and outweighs, I think, the insurance. Like, I literally think Vita Vea could be an outstanding insurance policy for everything that the Raiders have done this offseason on the defensive side of the football. So we're going to talk about Vita. I got a bunch of trade ideas coming up. I see a few super chats down below, and a friendly reminder, if you want to get your super chats right up on screen right away, alley-oops for Vita. That's kind of perfect. Alley-oops for Vita. Somebody needs to throw it down, or we're banging. I'll get you up right away. Or, should be noted, 4 bangs away. I get to go live tomorrow. Or just be patient, send in those hashtag Raiders, send in those super chats. We will get to them as this live show goes on. But I got to give a major shout out to Lopez, my entire Chat Sports team. With everything that's been happening behind closed doors today, we've been kind of running around with our heads with our chickens cut off. Exactly. Here's the Kubiak presser notes that I have for the 500 people in the building. And I know I typically go live for Kubiak pressers, Raiders pressers. I will go live for Raiders pressers after game day. But during the season, sometimes it just gets a little bit difficult because the Raiders will do what they did today. And it'll just be like, we're going to go live. And I don't have enough time to prep for it. So I think one of my favorite things that Kubiak said, and again, every time I listen to Klint talk, he just sounds like an outstanding human being, a great football coach, a leader of men, and honestly, man, somebody that I've never shaken hands with, but somebody that I would go to bat for. And I don't know, he just has like that simple part about it. I was when I was watching the live presser, I saw my guy 93 Nab Man. I don't know if he's here right now, but I saw Nab, in the live chat of the Raiders YouTube channel. And again, everybody in the chat was just like, there's a respect factor to Klint. He's 38 years old, 39 years old, but I look at him with the same respect that, I'm looking at people like my grandfather. And I don't say that type of shit lightly. But Klint Kubiak's got that type of impact, man. But when he said that they've been trying to take the eye out of the building, you put that next to the fact that he's trying to get these players to earn the shield. Come on, man. You can't tell me you didn't smile when you saw that. Let's go to the next thing here. Everybody will practice. And speaking of Nabman, you in the duck race. You in. So he did say that everybody's going to practice. I spoke to a source on Monday morning that told me that basically like all 91 guys are going to play. Monday, I also kind of talked to him on Sunday, but mainly on Monday, he told me all 91 guys are going to be out there on training camp. Obviously, that's kind of interesting with Laki Tassi no longer being a part of the team. So the only way that we can have all 91 guys report is if we have another international pathway program player, which I'm still curious if they end up doing that with Kansai Matsuzawa, the Tokyo Toe Special K. But all 91 players are showing up for training camp. No Nakobe Dean drama, no Taron Johnson drama. This team is buying into what Klint Kubiak is selling. And you're right, we're freaking Kubiak. Let's go to the next one. They plan on getting Jermod McCoy reps early. Love hearing it, like one of the top players, if not the top player that I'm going to be watching at Raiders training camp on the defensive side of the football is Jermod McCoy. My expectation for the Raiders defense is here. If you tell me in a perfect world I get 17 games of a healthy Jermod McCoy, my expectations instantly go up there. Y'all know I'm an Eric Stokes fan. I love me some Eric Stokes. He was my number one player. I wanted the Raiders to re-sign this past year. If Jermod McCoy is 100% healthy, he might be the best cornerback on our team. And that's not a knock to Stokes. That's truly how talented he is. So the fact that he's getting reps early tells me the Raiders are testing it out. And I think we're going to know really quickly early on whether they think McCoy can actually do it or if this might just be a rest period. So let's go to the next thing here. Max Crosby getting number one team reps. Kubiak kind of made it sound like they're just going to let him go with the flow. I spoke with Max on, would have been Thursday last week. I spoke with two other sources close to Max as well. One of the sources told me, which if you guys would have checked out the video that I put out on Monday, it was, I don't remember the exact quote that they told me, but it was basically like Max crushed his fitness test and he's feeling phenomenal. The people that I talked to essentially told me if Max follows the plan that the Raiders have, they're literally just going to, like Kubiak kept saying it's a moving target, and I think what he's saying is like, here's our plan, but as stuff happens, we got to be able to adjust and come up with a different plan. Moving target, at least that's how I read it. But people that I've talked to about Max have told me he's healthy, he's 100% ready to go, but because he's such a psychomaniac, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible, they know that they got to just keep an extra eye on him, right? He's that kid in the group that's a really good kid that works his ass off, but once in a while is going to climb on the monkey bars even though you told him that, hey, maybe you shouldn't climb on the monkey bars quite yet. Shout out to the Condor. Kubiak did say that tomorrow's practice is going to be around 90 minutes, which aligns with what I talked about yesterday on the Raiders Report. So 90-minute practice, still going to be a pretty lightweight. When asked about which coaches deserve a lot of credit this offseason, I'm going to tip my cap a little bit to Klint Kubiak saying that the trainers got their flowers. And one of my favorite stats, just to prove how horrific Pete Carroll and the Raiders were last year, did you know that the Raiders were the healthiest football team in the National Football League? The fact that we were the healthiest team in the NFL based on our starters week one and how many snaps they played by the end of the year, the Raiders were the healthiest team in the NFL last year, and we were still that bad. But the reason why I think that that's important is I think that that deserves credit, that our team was able to stay healthy. Klint Kubiak is already showing that, hey, our trainers are doing the right things. But then also, you hear Alex Guerrero trying to extend a lot of these guys' careers. And I do wonder if Kubiak gave the flowers to Guerrero because there was a lot of people coming at him earlier this offseason with the whole Max Crosby thing. I think that Max, again, I said it on Monday, I think Max knows that I think it's like when you were a kid and your parents tell you one thing and you don't like it then. That was back when they sat them the final 2 weeks of the season, and now you see where the Raiders are at right now, and you're going, all right, yeah, I get it. It makes sense now. The trainers deserve a lot of credit in that room, no doubt about it. But I wonder if he said that because it, like, right after the Cole Crosby thing. He said that, in terms of, like, what they're going to be looking for Fernando Mendoza, he's going to be faced with a lot of different things, and he wants to see how he bounces back. And I think that that's a quality that's so important for a young quarterback. I think it's an important quality in any young professional. Like, I don't care if you're going to work here at Chat Sports. I don't care if you're going to go work at Tractor Supply. I don't care if you're going to be an Uber driver. If you're new in the business that you're doing, you're going to get thrown a lot of curveballs. You're going to struggle early on. How do you bounce back? Like, if he makes a bad throw, how does Mendoza bounce back? That's what Klint Kubiak's going to be looking for. Like, I know we always like to talk about arm strength, leg talent, this and that. But what you got to have in the NFL, what you got to have to be successful in life, you got to be able to have it up here, but you got to be able to handle the punches, and then you got to be able to learn from them. That's what Kubiak's looking for from Mendoza. He said that, quarterbacks know the expectation. There's no secret. The quarterback play for the Raiders over the past few years has been horrific. Mendoza knows it. Kubiak knows it. Cousins knows it. AOC knows it. He even mentioned, Andrew Janocko. I don't remember if he mentioned quarterback coach Mike Sullivan, but everybody that is in charge or has a job around the quarterbacks, they know. Eyes are on them. Next part, he said something about Jack Besh and Dante Thornton Jr. that, caught my attention and said that, that those guys got to go out there and compete. Dante Thornton Jr. actually showed up to the rookie training camp spots, which I thought was a good thing for him to be able to do. He needs to do it to be able to make this roster. He also said, though, that wide receivers need to play special teams. And can you go to the tryouts for me real quick, Lopez? And think about this. Now, the Raiders ended up signing some of these players. They ended up signing 3 out of the 8 guys, but the Raiders brought in 8 players yesterday for a tryout. And based on that statement about wide receivers needing to play special teams, they went out and got the guy that I think is probably the best job for it in Devin Tompkins at that wide receiver position. They also signed Buddy Johnson, who's known for being a special teams linebacker on top of that. And they signed another defensive end who also has some special teams work as well. I'm just bringing all that up because special teams is so important to Klint Kubiak, and he wants guys that can get some of that extra special teams work. But Devin Tompkins, that's going to be a replacement for Jonathan Brady, who the Raiders brought in as a UDFA, who had 2 years of experience with Fernando Mendoza from Indiana and Cal. And then the final thing, and this is going to be the one that probably gets the most headlines from, I guarantee it, from Schefter, Rappaport, all the NFL media people out there. This is going to be the big one. That essentially, to end the presser, Klint Kubiak said that Kirk Cousins will be quarterback 1 to start training camp. Kirk Cousins will be quarterback 1 to start training camp. Sorry. Kirk Cousins is quarterback 1. Mitchell Renz said it. No, Kirk Cousins, quarterback 1 to start training camp. Mendoza's going to push him. AOC's going to push him. But what Klint said about Kirk was he deserved it. That's what I thought was interesting. So Klint Kubiak believes Kirk Cousins deserves to be the quarterback 1 for right now. It's going to be a competition. It's going to be a fun competition to watch. And I'm telling you this right now, if you want to hang out with me and watch the entire competition unfold, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and be ready to rock and roll the entire offseason here with the Las Vegas Raiders. I see a few super chats that we got. Let's go through some supers, and then I'm going to get into the news around Vita Vea. If you're just tuning in, I had a source reach out to me earlier this morning. Spoke to that source, and they told me that Vita Vea and the Las Vegas Raiders have some mutual interest, and I am under the impression that a deal is already on the table for Tampa Bay regarding the Raiders. Tampa Bay's got Tom Brady, John Spytek connections. Both of those guys won a Super Bowl with Vita Vea, but also on top of that, the Jalen Carter deal and the timing around it is very, very interesting to me. What up, Nab? Where's the new guy? Mount Raidermore wants to properly introduce ourselves. He, she better be a Raider fan already. Vita Vea to Vegas, yes. Well, I'll say it like this.
They are a Raider fan.
The new guy who we hired is a diehard Raiders fan. The new guy that we hired also has been a Raiders Report watcher for probably 4, 5, 6+ years.
He was here on a live within the past month.
He was here
2 months.
recently on a show.
He was on a show.
He said hello. I met actually him and his dad. They came to a Raiders Report show that I did back in 2021. He'll be on here shortly. I mean, here's the cool part about all this. He's in his training camp process. You know, like he's learning how to do everything on the back end. That way, we can make more content. Like you'll start seeing him, but it's going to be a lot more of. You're just going to get a lot more Raiders content. You're going to get a lot more. Don't get me wrong. I love having Reed. I love having Chugs. I love having Lopez all hang out. But to actually be able to have somebody like really know the Raiders, you know, as well as I do, I think just to be able to have that conversation piece can really go forward. But truly, why I'm really excited about it, Nav, is it's somebody that is a diehard Raiders Report watcher, and I used to always think to myself many, many years ago, man, imagine if like we were able to create a full-time job from a YouTube channel, and now we're doing that. And again, I don't keep any of the super chats. I don't keep any of the Venmos. I hope anybody that's watched the Raiders Report Chat Sports grow over the last 9 years knows that I'm an honest dude. I really, like I am. I don't save that money, and we do. We invest it back into the company to get you guys more content, but also to be able to create full-time jobs for young adults in this stratosphere of sports content. It's really cool, man. But you guys will get to meet him. You guys will get to meet him. I'll probably have him on the show on Friday. Who knows? Maybe we can introduce him to some other stuff on Friday. What up, Sherlock? We got please let us go get him. I think your trade for third and JJ would be great. So one of the deals that I talked about, can you show it? In the video that I just released, and again, you guys are going to get an entire show coming up here in just a little bit around Vita Vea if you didn't see the video that I already dropped on the Raiders Report. However, though, my offer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, based on what I've heard, and again, I've heard third-round pick. I am not saying that that is the deal that is on the table according to my sources. That's not what I'm saying. The other reason, though, why I did this is because, to me, J.J. Pegues is the cherry on top. If I got a chance to go get Vita Vea, I'm picking up that phone, and I want it to be one phone call. If Tampa Bay goes, hey, I want a third-round pick and a player on top of that, I like J.J. Pegues, but at 325 pounds, 6th-round pick, I would go, I think that the Raiders would pick Tonka Hemingway over JJ, and I do also think that Pegues could be a really interesting fit down there in Tampa Bay, and they're probably going to need another defensive tackle to be able to go out there and do that whole 3-4 thing. But to me, this is what I did. That's what I chalked up. My question to you, would you make this trade? Yes or no? Would you make this trade? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no to the 600 people here in the building right now. I want to know from all of y'all, while these votes are coming in, I do see a few people asking me about this duck race. Charles G., I got you. Angela Sherlock, I got you. Richard Engel, I got you. $20 Venmo. Right now you go home with a chance to win $50 on the show. And if you come in second place, I'm going to give you a $150 gift card to Panda Sups. Let's go to Aaron. 9 years, Mitch. I mean, I started working at Chat Sports September 8th, 2017. I started covering the Raiders. Technically, like my first Raiders video, I want to say was like February 3rd of 2019 was my first YouTube video. But I was making Raiders Facebook content well before Khalil Mack was traded. So, like, again, and I know a lot of people don't. I just haven't done a video every day for the last 9 years, but I have covered the Raiders for the last 9 years, which is crazy, man. It's crazy. I love the Raiders. I love the silver and black. But when I say I love the Raiders, it's y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I rock with Raider Nation, and it's not that I don't love. I've gotten to know some players throughout the years. I was talking to somebody really close to Max Crosby and his family over the weekend. And, just like being able to talk to the family because they've kind of also grown with Raider Nation, and the Crosby family just has so much love and respect for the nation. Like, they really, truly do. And anybody I've ever met that's gotten to meet the Crosbys, they say nothing but kind words, nothing but kind regards about them. But, yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. I mean, if you really... The first draft I actually ever covered here at Chat Sports, I was live with Tom Downey. when the Las Vegas Raiders selected Colton Miller in the first round, pick 15 out of UCLA. I remember that one. I do. I remember that one. So if you're watching the show, just so y'all know, I know you probably see 225,000 subs, but we also had 1 sub. We had 1,000 subs. We've had 5,000 subs. We're going to keep on growing, and the more we grow, the more and more cool shit we're going to be able to do for Raider Nation. What up, Wild One? Unfortunately, we won't know what the biggest need is until the players hit the field. On paper, wide receiver and defensive tackle appear to be the biggest needs. Yeah. I mean, you could say this about anything, though. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, we won't know if Fernando Mendoza is going to be good or not unless he hits it. Unfortunately, I hear you loud and clear. I do. But I also have covered this team for a long time, and I think a lot of Raider fans that watch this show, especially fans that are watching this show now, throughout the years that I've done this program, it's not too often where I'll say 95% of the fan base agrees. When 95% of the fan base agrees, it's usually because it's true. And I think 95% of the fan base agrees that wide receiver and defensive tackle is the weakest position groups on this team. What up, Jersey boy? I want Vita on this team, but I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers overpay to get him. Might need to replace J.J. Pegues with Kuntz on that trade idea. See, here's the one kind of interesting part about that. I talked to our 49ers host here, Chase Sr., and he kind of looked at me. He's like, I'd be pretty shocked if Vita ended up getting dealt to the 49ers. The Niners already made a deal for Osu Odigizua last offseason for a third-round pick. I think the reason why the Niners are being linked is because of what Vita Vea said. Vita said, I want to play either for a team in California. Based on the report from Ted Wynn. Ted Wynn reported that either California or the Raiders. So, Sean McVay has kind of already said that the defensive tackle room is good for the Rams, and we all expect Aaron Donald to return to that team, so that's not going to be a team. I've seen some odds out there on the Chargers, though I don't really think the Chargers are going to be the team that ends up making the move. And then, you got the Raiders. You also kind of got into the mix here, the 49ers. These were the next team odds that my boss literally just sent me. But, I don't think it's the Rams. I don't think it's the Chargers. And I think the only reason why the odds look like this is because Vegas probably thinks Vita Vea wants to go play for a Super Bowl team. And I'm sure that he wants to play for a Super Bowl caliber team. So when he said California, or when the reports came out that it's California or the Raiders, I think that they just stacked it based on what team that they thought would be the best odds overall. But Vita did grow up a 49ers fan. I've learned that. But again, for Ted Wynn to say that he's hearing the Raiders, and for him to say per source, definitely got to be hearing something. Because, again, I heard something today that the source that I talked to today told me that the Raiders and essentially Vita Vea have mutual interest. So for my source to say that the Raiders apparently already have an offer on the table, I know, for Ted to put this out there, he's hearing something. So, when I saw that yesterday, that's the biggest reason why I had to make the video yesterday. I feel like I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here, but 49ers. 49ers definitely in the mix. I don't think the 49ers are going to be the team, though. But it does sound like they and the Raiders are in the mix. Sounds like Denver's in the mix, too, though. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Quokka? Quokka? Waka Flocka Quokka. How much would a Vita Vea deal cost? Do we have the cap? Do we have the cap right now? Maybe not technically. Right now the Raiders are sitting around $14 million in cap space, 20th most in the NFL. I do have an entire show and segment around what some trade ideas could look like. I also have 2 different extension ideas that I've cooked up here for Vita Vea. But long story short, yes. Every NFL team, if they want Vita Vea bad enough, they can make it happen. You can move money around, and a lot of times it just may mean that you have to restructure a few contracts. To me, if I'm the Raiders, I would look at the Max Crosby contract as a potential restructure. I would look at the Colton Miller deal as a potential restructure. I would look at, a Taron Johnson as a potential revised contract that you could get. You could move some money around. Who knows? Maybe we get some information on Christian Wilkins. Maybe we get some info on Wilkins. I see another super chat coming in here from Sherlock Raider. I will get to that in just a moment. But again, huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app out there. And it's Tuesday, which means it's Taco Tuesday. Now, we do have a brand new offer, but let me tell you about Tuesday. Each Tuesday, we got a taco. What's a taco? It's the best deals, discounted player projections from Prize Picks. So each taco is only available for a limited time before rotating to a new discounted projection, encouraging users to check the app throughout the day. So, like, to me, I like being able to look at Prize Picks because I know on Tuesdays I'm going to get that taco, and a lot of times I wait to submit a lineup. I will say this, because of all the Vita Vea stuff going down here around the Raiders, I did not get the opportunity to submit a Prize Picks lineup. So if you follow me at Mitchell Renz 365, you will not see this lineup. This is simply one from one of our chat sports guides. It's a 3-pick power play. The reason why I'm showing it, though, is because you can see the taco, you can see the logo, and you can see what a Taco Tuesday is. But we do have, a brand new offer that I think is really important for all y'all to see. If you win your first $5 lineup over on Prize Picks, you're going to get $150 in lineups to be able to play with. The deal that we used to have on Prize Picks was a $50 after you play your first 5. So now that it's $150 after you play your first 5, this time you got to win. So, like, I will say it like this. I right now am making lineups left and right on Prize Picks, and I've been doing it because this time of the year, I'm a sports fan. Like, I just need something to watch, and I keep saying it. I watched the New York Mets yesterday, which they actually freaking won. My Prize Picks lineup lost, but the Mets actually won. For me to watch the New York Mets in the middle of July when they have 44 wins, there's one reason why I'm doing it. It's Prize Picks, man. It's the only reason why I'm doing it. And if you want to get $150 in lineups, play that first $5 lineup, use code HMA. I'm going to say it again, code HMA. That link is going to be down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. Major shout out to Prize Picks, where it feels good to be right. Name throwing it up there. The connection in Tampa with Brady and Spytek says it all. I suspect a third only would do it. However, instead of adding players to the trade to free up money for the trade, upfront guaranteed money, structured contract for next year, Ali via oop. Yeah, I think what we'll have, Nav, and again, I'll show you guys the extension projection that I have for Vita. And my biggest objective was, how can I tie Vita to John Spytek? How can I tie Vita to Klint Kubiak? And you're going to see some guaranteed money. Like, the way that it would be structured, I'm just going to tell you, it honestly would look very similar to Colton Miller's contract. Like, where it's front-heavy guarantees, and then that last year is going to be a little bit on the back end. You don't have to show. I want to save this for the cut. So Lopez just gave you a quick little sneak peek. We're going to give you 2 extension ideas. You can kind of see one right there, though, Nav, of what it was. Sorry, I want to save that for the show. I got a whole show on tap for all y'all. I want to save that one for the show. I gave you a little sneak peek, little spoiler right there. Screaming Chicken. Oh, man. We are Derek Carr.
No, we are not.
There's a song, I believe, I've heard of.
No, I get the reference.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
I've heard a song around it. I have a lot of love and respect for Derek Carr. I think is the best way that I could say this. Sherlock Mitch, call Max and tell him to call Vita. Let's effing go. I'll tell you this right now, Sherlock. If I called Max, there's a 0% chance he's picking up the phone. I'm not that cool. Maybe someday I'll be that cool where I can actually pick up the phone and call players' phone numbers. It's a lot different of a process. Unfortunately, I get the game. You got to go through agents, and players got to get certain things approved by our own media team. It is what it is. But my sources with Max, I mean, I could just talk to them when I want to. I can DM them. I've reached out to a few guys about Vita. I have not gotten anything from those players, which I don't blame. And to be honest with you, dude, not that I wouldn't want Max or any of these Raiders players to say, hey, like, let's go get Vita Vea. And that's kind of the hard part about being, like, Raiders Report host and fan. Like, the host in me wants those guys to do it because then I can talk about it. And, yeah, man, it's going to amp me up. The other part of me is, like, as the leader of this football team, I want Max showing that he believes in the entire unit from top to bottom, right? And, for Klint Kubiak to say, we're trying to take I out of the team, trying to take I out of the equation, I think when players start saying things that they want, like, I want this to happen, then you get the I back in. With all due respect to Max, he's done above and beyond. He's probably my favorite player on the team right now. But, like, zip it to all the Raiders players out there. Zip it. Go out. Do your job. If the Raiders want to talk, they'll talk. But teams take on the identities of their leaders. And I don't think Klint Kubiak's going to go above and beyond to talk about something. So I don't think a lot of the Raiders players will do that either. The alley is up, and it's coming down. Bayou throwing it down from that man. Bang! 3 bangs away. And I will be live tomorrow here on the Raiders Report. Gotcha, Nab. Hope you like the housewarming gifts. Congrats again on the new place. Lopez, LSU, love y'all, Mitch, Chat Sports, and the Nation. Let's effing go. Let's effing go. Dude, Bayou, shout out to Mount Raider more, Nabman. Shout out to Mount Raider more, Bayou Raider. We're working on that LSU channel, Bayou. I promise you. And I think Bayou is saying that he got some housewarming gifts for Nabman. Again, man, you want proof that we're so much more than a YouTube channel? There you go. I didn't even know that y'all were sending each other stuff. Like, when I always tell people, like, seriously, go down to the comment section and tell people, like, where you're from, I would love to see, like, people be like, oh, dude, I met up the other day with Robert Jansen for lunch. Yeah, Sony Ortiz and Mark Prosper, they got together for breakfast the other day. Something like that. That'd be freaking sick, man. That'd be freaking sick. Junior, would you want Vita Vea? JJ.
I imagine they mean
Justin
JJ.
Jefferson?
Oh, I thought JJ Pegues. It's like, do you want the long-term guy in Pegues?
Oh, I mean, if it's Vita Vea or JJ Pegues, again, it's Vita Vea. It's not close. See, to me, I saw a thread of I'd rather trade for Justin Jefferson than trading for Vita Vea, and just saying that out loud makes me want to beat my head over a concrete wall because it's like that's the problem with Facebook. That's honestly the problem with a lot of, I'll call it content. It's not even content now. But, like, if you're asking me would I rather have Vita Vea or Justin Jefferson, I don't even think that you can compare the two. I don't. Like, I don't even think it's a comparison. You're talking about a player that's probably a third-round pick next to a guy that's going to be 3 first-round picks. So, here's the thing. How about this? I'll pick Vita Vea. And I'll pick Vita Vea because he's 31 years old. He can be a good, solid player on this team. I think for the next 3 to 4 years, you don't got to give up any first-round picks. He's won Super Bowls before with our GM and Tom Brady. He helps instantly improve the interior defensive line, which makes everybody else on this entire defense better. My answer is Vita Vea.
I think Jersey Boy agrees with you.
And I think Jersey Boy wants it. Hashtag we are Vita Vea.
This is where this is going, I see.
Oh, boy. All right, to the 600 people here in the building right now, we're about to get into a segment, and it's about to be around all the information around Vita Vea. But Vea, 65.6% double team rate, ranks 9th among all NFL players, helped Max out quite a bit. I mean, Max gets double teamed a ton too, though. Vita's the type of player that he would instantly make Adam Butler so much better. Like, Adam Butler would instantly turn into the 2024 version of Butler because Butler's really good at also being able to get after the quarterback, but he also does a good job taking on double teams. Again, for a Rob Leonard 3-4 defense, the ability to take on double teams, the ability to eat up space, the ability to just be, F it, let's go to it. This is one of the graphics that Nick just cooked up. Like, imagine if the Raiders go 3-4, right? And, again, you can look at it at a multitude of different ways. But let's say you go 3-4, you put Max's hand in the dirt. Let's say Vita Vea is over the top of the football. You could swap him with Adam Butler. Again, we're just making graphics on the fly here. But, you got a lot of talent being able to come after the quarterback, and that's exciting on that defensive line. Again, you can line up Vita at the nose. You can line him up. When you're just that big, you just do so many other things that might not show up in a stat sheet. But when you invest the amount of money that the Raiders have in this defense this offseason, you need players like that. So, Nathan, shout out to you for the stat. But if you guys have ever heard me say, hey, subscribe to the Raiders Report, you're going to become a smarter fan, it's also stuff like this. Like, I know that I'm going to do my best to hopefully make you guys feel like the smartest Raider fan in your friend group. I'm going to try, right? I'm really going to try. But at the same time, other people are also going to help you out as well, and they're going to be a part of the community. Shout out to the Wolfman, one of the realest in the building. I just saw Joseph Bowe, you in the duck race, Joseph Bowe, and then I saw Matt Sitter in the race as well. I'm also going to put in Michael Bowe. That one's on the house, though. Michael Bowe, that one's going to be on the house. 20 to win, an $80 right now. 20 to win, $80 here on the Raiders Report. So here's what's going to happen for all of y'all out there, just so you know. Coming up here on the program, I'm going to get into some Vita Vea news. This is a video that I've actually already recorded. I've already put it out on the Raiders Report YouTube channel to the almost 700 people that are here right now. If you didn't see that video already, we are going to replay it for you here on the Raiders Report channel. But then after that, I got even more Vita Vea trade ideas. I'm going to show you some contract extension ideas because there's a lot of smoke right now around the Bucs defensive tackle. As soon as that is done, we will do a duck race at the very, very end of today's show. $20 Venmo if you come in first place. Right now you'd win $80. If you come in second place, you're going to get a $150 gift card to Panda Supps. If you don't know what Panda Supps is, it's the workout supplements. We'll talk about it a little bit more here in a bit. And then I got a message over the weekend, and oftentimes I get slapped in the face with a reality check, I think is the best way to put it. I love my job. I have tough days just like anybody else, but once in a while you realize that you're doing a lot more than just hosting a Raiders show. You're doing a lot more than just creating a community, and I always say that you don't got to be blood to be family, and the message that I received, we're going to talk about it at the very end of the show, and if you're a Raiders Report fan, I hope you watch the very, very end of today's show because it's an inspiring story about a young man who I had the opportunity to talk with, and he's battling cancer right now. His family reached out to me, and I want to put smiles. I want to do a good job of creating some good vibes. So please, 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 watch the end of today's video. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to this family. And quite frankly, I think it should mean a lot to Raider Nation. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, I'm here to talk about Raiders training camp. Yeah, you're damn right. I'm here to talk about Vita Vea. But my other job here at the Raiders Report is we're going to keep on building an awesome community. So when I got parents reaching out to me that their kids are dealing with something that's so big and out of the mind of just you can't even wrap your head around it, humbling. Very, very humbled by it. It brought my wife and I to tears, but I say this, and I don't say it lightly. Thank you a lot to the family that reached out to me. So I'll talk to you all about one of the most brave and inspiring young men I've ever had the opportunity to see, and you guys are going to get to hear his story at the very, very end of today's show. So, all right, y'all, let's get into the Vita Vea trade news, and this is a video, like I said, I have already pre-recorded it. It is already out on the channel. But I'm just going to hit you with this because that's why we're here after all. I've already given you a breakdown of what I thought about the Klint Kubiak presser. If you didn't see that, rewind. You can go check it out. But coming up here, right now on the Raiders Report, Vita Vea trade news that every single Raider fan needs to see. All right, y'all. Realize there's no sound. Just give me a sec. We'll figure out the sound, and then we'll go right back to it. We're going to learn with the punches. We're going to do our best here. Sorry, we're always trying to do stuff. Once in a while, don't worry, I got you. No, shout out to all y'all that were like, bro, I don't have any sound on that. I don't hear anything on it. Yeah, the sound, we just didn't have any sound playing on the video. So Nick's going to test it out. He's going to make sure that it's good. And then we will try again, and then we will go with it. Again, this video is already on the YouTube channel, so I apologize. We typically go live at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern time, 3 o'clock our time. We went live an extra hour earlier today, and we decided to do that just because, again, I got some good scoops on Vita Vea. I also knew that training camp was going to happen. I also knew that there was going to be a presser. I didn't know what time it was going to be, so I didn't really plan on being able to do that. But we will go to the, I guess, clip once we have it, once it's loaded in. Huh? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, when you're good, just tell me, and then we'll get it going. That was, man. How about this, y'all? If you're still here rocking with us, you want to shout out on the Raiders Report, type me down below. If you want the Raiders to trade for Vita Vea, type me down below. I do. I want the Raiders to make the move. I literally tweeted at the Raiders yesterday, which I had a few people that were like, bro, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. I was like, no balls, you're not going to make the move. And, yeah, it's one of those things like it's not too often. I feel like I challenge the Raiders, at least haven't done it recently. I know I used to always do it with McDaniels, Pete. I felt like I had to do it, and I think like that's my job here. I want to be the voice of Raider Nation, and I hope that people know that I want to be the voice of Raider Nation. I also know that I'm a loud individual, but I also know that we can be very, very loud together. And I look down below and I see, is your name really Big Apu? Big Apu 9. I think that's a hell of a name. Sony Ortiz, Big Raz down there, Raider Drama, Ezekiel. We got Raider Adrane. What's going on, man? 808 Tybo, Wyoming Raider. I see each and every one of y'all down below. Sports Dude, Taino. Like, this is a move that Raider fans want. And if fans want it, and if I want it, and if I feel like it actually helps out the team, I will do everything in my power to make sure that people know that I want it to happen. Are we ready or no? I gotcha. Let's go to Rebel, Montana. We're trying to get it figured out on the back end. Need Beaver Nuggets. Put Lockie as a practice guy. Bro, what are you saying here? I am, like, actually nervous what this means. Like, I've heard of blubber nuggets. Blubber nuggets were something that my grandfather used to, like, joke about. Like, if you were to eat them, you'd put on weight because it's just pure fat. Put Lockie as a practice guy. Here's the harsh reality when it comes to Lockie Tossie. Unless Lockie is the International Pathway Program player, unless Lockie doesn't count against your roster in any way, shape, or form, I don't really think it makes sense to keep him on the team. And, like, for me, I think what the Raiders are going to do is I think they're going to try to put Special K, Kansai Matsuzawa, as the International Pathway Program player. It's not that I don't like Lockie, but Lockie made sense for the Raiders because he didn't count against the roster. If he does count against the roster, even if it's the practice squad, to me, what if that spot got taken away from a guy that could actually, contribute to this team? And I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I really have no idea. I really have no idea if it's going to happen. You think it's good? All right, you want to try it again? Yeah, I can definitely hear it. That's loud, too. I think we're good. All right, y'all, we're going to try this another time. Coming up, Lockie Tossie news from the Raiders Report. When you're ready, you can just go to it. I'll zip it the F up. And as soon as we're done with this, we'll get right back into some Super Chats. We'll get right back into all the good stuff that we got. And then another segment around Vita Vea. You ready? Ready? Here we go. Vita Vea trade news. Let's get it. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there is a lot of smoke right now around Vita Vea coming to the Raiders. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Prize Picks. So what I am going to talk about today is some trade news around defensive tackle from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got some news. I got some sources here talking to me about some stuff that I'm telling you right now, it's going to fire you up if you want Vita Vea. in Las Vegas. And I'm going to tell you what a source told me today, and with the news that just went down around Jalen Carter, this thing might happen a lot sooner than what I honestly thought. I'm also going to be breaking down on the program today why the Raiders should make the trade for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers star DT. Yeah, you guessed it. Vita Vea. I want Vita in Vegas, and if you want that to happen, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, because if the Silver and Black pull off this blockbuster deal, I'm going to be live on this show, and I'm going to be partying Oakland style. If you're a real one and you're going to be here, let me know down in the comments section, because when this news broke yesterday from Adam Schefter, I think all of us, at least I know I definitely was, I was sitting there in the gym, I got the notification that Vita Vea has requested a trade from the Buccaneers. The first thing that I thought of is I go, John, go make the move. Let's make it happen. Now, if you didn't see the video that I put out yesterday, I really broke down all the reasons of why. Again, kind of I already wanted the Raiders to look at Vita Vea, but today we're going to an extra length here, and we got some new information that has not been put out anywhere that I have seen on social media. But the biggest reason why Vea wants out, it's the contract. He wants a brand new deal, and it doesn't look like that it's going to end up happening. And then yesterday, Ted Wynn, and I really tried to say this to some of the guys that are around Chat Sports. They were sending me this, information from Ted, and I was like, in my experience, the 8+ years that I've covered the Raiders, I've never seen Ted break a story to my knowledge. I'm not saying that as a knock to Ted. I'm saying, this makes me really, really, truly believe that what Ted is saying here is 100% accurate, and it also aligns with very much so what I was told this morning by a source. So if Ted is hearing that he wants to go to California or the Raiders, I think in my experience, there is not a doubt in my mind that Ted was told this by a very good source for him to put that information out there. So what I did this morning and last night, I was on the phone constantly, and I'm kind of excited that, yes, the veterans report for training camp today, there's no information at all around the Raiders in training camp, but I woke up fired up this morning. I went to bed last night fired up because I wanted more information on Vita Vea, and it makes me excited because I'm like, yeah, man, football is so flipping close to being back. But according to a source, the Raiders are, in fact, interested in trading for Vita Vea. I'm telling you right now, there is legit mutual interest not only from Vita, but also John Spytek and also the Silver and Black. And I'm just going to say it like this. I am actually already under the impression that the Raiders have already made an offer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have no idea what that offer is. I have absolutely positively no clue. But the fact that I was told this morning, I've been working on this show all day. I planned on going live at 3 o'clock, but when I saw the Jalen Carter news happen, I said, F it. I'm making this show right now because of the way dominoes end up falling in the National Football League. But to me, I was told that the Raiders already made an offer for Vita Vea. I also know that there was a lot of smoke around Jalen Carter and the Raiders before the NFL draft. What if the Raiders told Philadelphia, hey, we're not interested in Jalen. We are all in on Vita Vea, which is kind of a great idea for the Silver and Black. But I'm telling you right now, tons and tons of smoke around Vita Vegas. So let's keep it moving here. The source told me, quote, right now, it is a 3-team race, but expect more teams to get in this equation. And I wonder now if the more teams is going to be, there's got to be teams out there that were interested in Jalen Carter. I think if you weren't interested in the 25-year-old defensive tackle with the talent that Carter has, I'm going to roll my eyes a little bit. I get the offseason or off-the-field issues, but he's a hell of a football player. If you know Jalen Carter isn't an interest or isn't available anymore, there might be some teams that turn their attention now to Vita Vea. But I am under the impression that the top 3 teams right now for Vea, the Raiders, who a team that obviously Vea's mentioned, the 49ers, the team that Vea grew up rooting for, also a California team, and then the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are the one that's a little bit of a curveball to me, but I wonder if Denver is just trying to get interested, because I know this, if I was Sean Payton and I was the Denver Broncos and I saw the report and I knew all the ties that the Raiders had to Vita Vea, I would also try to put my name into the mix to drive up that asking price for the Raiders. But this is also important. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers start to find Vita Vea. And again, I made this show this morning before training camp. I know Tampa Bay was training camp today. I don't believe there's been any information out there on whether or not he's been fined, but right now, he did not practice. He's been on the sidelines. If he does get fined $50,000, then this whole process could happen a little bit quicker. But the source that I spoke to this morning made it pretty clear to me that a trade could happen as early as next week. But after the Jalen Carter news, and again, I think the Jalen Carter news is very, very important because where there's smoke, there's fire. But I say this all the time on the show that in the NFL, dominoes happen. And if you didn't see the big news of Jalen Carter now becoming the highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League, I'm not saying that I know exactly that this is going to impact Vita Vea, but covering the NFL as long as I have, I do think that this will in some way, shape, or form impact Vita Vea and could potentially impact the Las Vegas Raiders. So coming up here next, why the Raiders should trade for Vita Vea. And if you want the silver and black to make that trade, I hope that you hit that like button. I also got something that you're going to like. It's Taco Tuesday here on PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. Now, a lot of y'all are probably going to notice that we got a brand new offer with PrizePicks, and if you play your first $5 lineup and you win, you can get $150 in lineups, but you got to win. Just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right. PrizePicks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join. Lock in, win that first lineup with code HMA at sign-up, and you're going to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win that first $5 lineup. So what I'm going to show you is our Taco Tuesday lineup here at Chat Sports, and this is a $5 to win, $30 lineup. You can see right now the Taco Tuesday is for the Women's Basketball League, and there's going to be different Taco Tuesdays all the time. Some of you are probably going, Mitch, you're speaking a different language right now. What is a Taco Tuesday on PrizePicks? Let me explain it to you. So throughout the day on Tuesday, right, PrizePicks, they're going to release multiple discounted player projections, and they're called tacos. Those are marked with a taco icon, and you'll see them on the lineup that I showed you. You'll also see them once you go on PrizePicks. But each taco is only available for a limited time before rotating to a new discount projection. And this is something that I think that they do to, get new users to say, hey, I'm all about a deal here on the Raiders Report. PrizePicks is all about a deal, and we're hooking you up with an awesome deal if you win your first $5 lineup. So use code HMA to get $150 in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup on PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. Shout out to them because on PrizePicks, it feels good to be right. So listen here, man. I know I'm talking a lot about Vita Vea, and I know that I'm probably sounding excited, but I do want y'all to know, I'm not saying that the Raiders are making a trade for Vita Vea, but I am saying with 100% certainty that the Raiders are interested, and I know for a fact that the Raiders are interested in Vea. So because there is some real serious smoke, because the Jalen Carter news that just came in, I do believe that the Raiders right now are the front runners, but I'll also say that the Niners, I do think, are a close second. So here's why the Raiders should go out and trade for Vita Vea. You can upgrade your biggest weakness. I've said all offseason long, I feel like I've said for a long time, that this Raiders defensive tackle room has been an issue. And when you look at the team from last year, I understand that it's PFF, but I think the bigger point that I'm trying to make here is, as you see up on screen, there is not a single reliable defensive tackle on this Raiders roster. And, you're looking at Laki Tassi. He did not participate. And I know you guys probably saw the video that I put out this morning. Laki obviously was released, but again, we don't have a lot of talent at this defensive tackle room. And I like Adam Butler, but Adam Butler should be a 2 at absolute best. And I am looking at this defensive tackle room, and it's kind of like the same conversations that you have with the wide receiver room. And the wide receiver room would be hey, can I add a number 1? And don't get me wrong, you could say Vita Vea. You might even then be able to swap out Jonah Laolu for Adam Butler. Neither here nor there. I think the bigger important part here is this is without a doubt a great move for the Raiders. And honestly, you're telling me right now Jonah Laolu wouldn't be able to learn from a fantastic veteran in Vita Vea, somebody who is very well loved and regarded on and off the field. I know that you would be able to upgrade that biggest weakness. And if you're telling me now we upgrade that biggest weakness on the defensive line, that helps your edge room, helps your linebackers, helps your corners, helps your safeties. It just helps you in so many different ways, because the one thing that Vita does is he does everything super well. Like, he can stop the run. He can get after the quarterback, and he's been consistent in doing so. Like, I think it's really hard to find a player at his age with his consistency that's still giving you over 500 snaps every single year. And even though he is in his 30th year, he played 764 snaps last season, had a 72.8 overall PFF grade, and he's got that C on his chest. You know that matters to this organization, and I think it should matter to a lot of Raider fans that are trying to get this thing going in the right direction. So imagine if Vita Vea was where Jonah Laolu was, okay? And you're looking at our Raiders front five. I think about the upside of what this defense could potentially be in a Rob Leonard 3-4 defense, and you have to admit, not only would you be able to upgrade your biggest weakness, I think Vita is almost like a perfect fit in a 3-4 defense. Not to say that they're not going to go 4-man fronts. They are. They're going to go 5-man fronts. But when you have somebody that's so good, you put him directly in the middle of your defense, and again, it just makes everybody around you instantly better. Let's go to another reason here why the Raiders should absolutely trade for Vita Vea. You got the Raiders connections, and oftentimes, for a deal like this to happen, there's got to be certain connections, and I do. I really believe that the reason why Ted Wynn also noted that the Raiders were on Vita's list is because of the connections that Vea has, not only with Raiders GM John Spytek, but also Raiders owner Tom Brady. Like, Spytek was a big reason why Tampa Bay drafted him in the first round, 12 overall, back in 2018. Spytek is a trench guy. Spytek was the director of player personnel. He's got 7 years of experience with Vita Vea. And Vea played 3 seasons with Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady and John Spytek have multiple seasons with Vita, and both guys won a Super Bowl with him. And like for Brady left New England and then went to Tampa and won it. Like, I do believe that that's a big, big part of the equation where John and Brady are saying, hey, the last time I had this guy at defensive tackle, I not only was able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but like, we were a really, really good football team for a long flipping time. So Raider Nation, I want to know where you're at, because I want to connect, and I say that because I saw so many people yesterday going, Vita Las Vegas, and I saw so many people like, I want Vita in Vegas. I also see that we spread far and wide, and I know that Raider Nation does truly spread far and wide, and I say this because I was talking to my mom the other day, and I talked to my parents. I try to do it, every single day of my walk to and from work, and I was talking to my mom, and my mom said, hey, I was talking with my friend. She has like a walking buddy. Can you go back to the L3? And she said, hey, make sure you give a shout out to this Raiders fan. So I'm from Central Pennsylvania. I'm from the 570. I live in Dallas right now. But to Matt Gilger, I hope I pronounced that right, from Cole Township. My mom told me that you watch the show. And to anybody that's from my hometown, anybody around the United States, anybody around the world, the number one reason why I want y'all to hit that subscribe button, join the Raiders Report community. It's the best community on YouTube. And I guarantee you, if you go down in the comments and you tell people where you're from, you're going to be shocked and amazed how many people might be close to you. And who knows? Maybe you guys can go get some food. Maybe you grab a beer. Maybe you'll pull up for a Friday happy hour here on the Raiders Report. Let's keep it moving here on the show. The next reason why you make this trade for Vita Vea, it's the cost. And I actually don't think it's going to cost you all that much. So the video that when I originally saw this news, I was like, hey, if the Raiders don't have to give up a first-round pick, I'm making the deal. And based on the people that I am talking to right now, this is what I would guess would get a trade done. If you'd be willing to offer the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a third-round pick, I think that's probably somewhere in that equation. It sounds like Vita wants to move on. my offer that I would give to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you're looking for a replacement, and if I got to just try to sweeten the deal a little bit, I'll throw in 6th-round pick J.J. Pegues, who's technically like our biggest defensive tackle outside of Benito Jones. But I do think that the Raiders, there's a reason why they want Benito Jones. If they're looking for a younger player on the interior, could be a way to go about it. But I do think that a 3rd-round pick would be enough to get it done. And if that's all it costs, and some people are like, oh, 3rd-round pick, 31-year-old defensive tackle. If you're upset about this trade for Vita Vea, you don't know how good Vita Vea can be, not only for the Raiders, but how much the other 10 guys around will be better because of Vea. And think about how much money we spent this year on the defensive side of the football with a brand new defensive coordinator. The investment in Vita Vea is a phenomenal investment in all those other players. Just like the investment in Tyler Linderbaum is an outstanding investment in Klint Kubiak, Ashton Genty, and this Raiders offense. The exact same damn concept. Let's go to the next reason here why you make this trade for Vita. It's a Wilkins replacement. The Raiders signed Christian Wilkins back in 2024 to a $27 million deal, at the time making him, I believe, was the 2nd highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League. Obviously, the Raiders released Wilkins last offseason, and because this is a brand new 3-4 defense, let's make it happen. And this actually kind of helped me think about the Vita trade a little bit more. Both guys were born in 1995, but I feel like the way that I thought about Wilkins compared to Vita was I thought Wilkins was a lot younger. I did. I'm not going to lie to you. But the fact that they were both born in 1995, yes, Wilkins is 30 now, Vita is 31. But if you're a Raiders fan out there and you're going, man, imagine if we could just have Christian Wilkins on this team again. We have an opportunity. And I actually think that Vita Vea is, I don't know if he's still, but honestly, Vita Vea is a better defensive tackle, I'll say it, than Christian Wilkins was. And I don't think that that's all that much of a hot take. I really don't. Yes, Wilkins was younger, but not by all that much. If you can find a Christian Wilkins replacement, a player that was clearly important to this Raiders plan, you can go get him. In a 31-year-old, you got it, Vita Vea. But the biggest reason why you do this, it does fit the plan. If I see or hear one more Raiders fan tell me it doesn't make sense for the Raiders to trade for a 31-year-old defensive tackle, I'm going to roll my eyes at you, because right now, if there's one position on the defensive side of the football where guys are able to play into their mid-30s, it's defensive tackle. And maybe it's big boy strength. Maybe it's just, the NFL getting a little bit softer. But the numbers are proving that more and more, even interior offensive linemen, are able to play into their mid-30s much more often. But to me, I look at a guy that's, played 33 games over the past 2 seasons. He's played in at least 538 snaps every year since 2021. It's not like he is falling off drastically. And on top of that, he is instantly the best DT that would be on our team. And I do think he would be an outstanding leader and a veteran to help build this young defensive tackle room for the future. Because, if I'm the Raiders and I think about where I want to go, yeah, of course I want to win right now. But you know what? I don't think that they thought that Vita Vea was going to be available. But then again, maybe they did think that Vita Vea was going to be available. And I only say that because Klint Kubiak's got to look at that Seahawks roster last year, and they got to go, well, we just won a Super Bowl. And I think one of the biggest reasons why Seattle did, because they were able to generate pressure better than anybody in the NFL getting after 4. Guess what? They got Leonard Williams, who was just ranked number 1 according to ESPN execs, players, all that, and he's 32 years old. So I do think that Clint's looking at that defense going, I think one of the biggest reasons why we won a Super Bowl is because we were dominating in the trenches. And then you got Tom Brady, John Spytek thinking the exact same thing back in 2020 when they beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I promise you this, that matters to Mark Davis a whole lot. So, I do think that there is a part of a plan. And, I've thought this multiple times this offseason. Why did the Raiders pass on Caden McDonald? Why did the Raiders pass on Christian Miller in the NFL draft? You can call me crazy, call me a Raiders fan. Maybe I'm just overly hopeful that this organization has a plan that makes sense this offseason. But what if the Raiders, back in their minds, thought that there was a chance that they could go get Vita Vea? Because I have talked about that there's an opportunity where Brandon Cleveland, the Raiders' 7th-round pick, will not make the roster. It's also been talked about by Ryan McFadden after I was the first one to really report on it. But my point is, there's legit smoke around a player that the Raiders drafted not making the team. Maybe the Raiders knew that there's a reason why we don't need to go out and draft a defensive tackle, a weakness that everybody here is saying is one of the biggest weaknesses on the squad. So if you knew that the Raiders could make a trade, you can give them an extension and you can tie Vita to Klint Kubiak, to John Spytek. You can do that very easily, and I think that you get a really reliable DT that helps you win now and helps you win for the future by bringing on just a great player and a great human being that you've already won Super Bowls with as a GM and as an owner in Tom Brady. So in conclusion here, I do think that the Las Vegas Raiders should trade for Vita Vea, and quite frankly, I know for a fact that there is mutual interest from Vita, because that was reported by Ted Wynn that he's looking at the Raiders. But I can also tell you this, based on my sources close to me, the Raiders do have already put out an offer on the table to Tampa Bay. I do not know what that offer is, but there is legit mutual interest between Vita and the Raiders. Unfortunately, got to watch out for the San Francisco 49ers, though my 49ers source is telling me doesn't really think that it's all that interested. I'm all in on the Raiders making a trade for Vea, and I'm all in on him giving him a contract extension because I think it fits the plan now and it fits the future plan. But trading for Vea would be the cherry on top of a perfect offseason, and if that ends up happening, I'm going live. And if you don't already know, I will be live here in a little bit here on the Raiders Report, so make sure you're subscribed. What's going on, y'all? I am back here. Sorry that the audio sounded a little bit funny. I think it's just because it was a pre-recorded video. I saw all y'all. We will work on getting a better audio, get it better cleaned up in the future. But again, sometimes those little things happen because we wanted to go live a little earlier. Obviously, as soon as Klint Kubiak wrapped up his presser, and with the Vita Vea news that y'all just saw that I got, I wanted to go live a little bit earlier. So you're going to roll with the punches from time to time. We got to roll with the punches from time to time. For those that do not know, we are 3 bangs away from me going live tomorrow here on the Raiders Report. I say that because the number, it's not 3 anymore. David Zahn Bang! David Zahn, Mount Raider Moore. What happened for 93 Navman? Cheers to 93 Navman. And then another one, David Zahn Bang! Another one! Mr. Zahn for me. If the price is right, the price is right. And I'm with you, Dave. Like, I look at Vita Vea, and I mean this when I say it. If it doesn't cost a first-round pick, I'm in. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm in. Like, I would do it. And I say that, like, is a second-round pick for Vea a little bit of an overpay? Yes, it is. It is a little bit of an overpay. Just like $27 million per year for Tyler Linderbaum is a little bit of an overpay. But you know what? I don't give a flying flip. Like, sometimes it's okay to overpay to make sure, right? Like, I don't like paying for insurance. I pay for insurance. You know why? Because I don't want to have to deal with we saw what it could turn out to be like. I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm not going to lie to you. If we can get Vita Vea for anything, like, I'm doing it. I'm in because I think it helps now. I hope it thinks for the future. It's going to help this football team win. Yeah, man, I'm freaking in. Another one! Craig Nelson! Bang! He extends his lead over the bang competition. And if you don't know, whoever bangs the most in the month of July, this guy's leading the race. You're going to get in my fantasy football league. Your Friday off gave me a chance to catch the Odyssey, so I did not work last Friday. I will be working this Friday for Friday Happy Hour. I also saw the Odyssey. Has anybody here seen the movie? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. I'm not going to spoil anything. Don't worry. I'll just say it like this. It's absolutely a movie to go see. It's a lot different than the book. It's one of the few books that I did read, skim through high school. I think all of us read, skim through high school. I remember the book. The movie was awesome. It's a loud movie. Like, you should definitely go see it in IMAX. Like, when I went to go watch it with Alex, I felt like I was actually on the boat multiple times. But there's so much action. It's a must-see movie. I will admit this. My expectations were, like, up here. And I don't know if it, like, reached my expectations. They might have been unfair expectations. It would be like going to a Raiders season thinking that we're going to be 14-3 just because we saw the Madden team go 14-3. Like, that's a high expectation that I don't know if we're going to be able to reach. But, like, if we won 9 games, I'd still be really happy. And that's kind of how I would look at the Odyssey, where it would be like a 10-win Raider team. But if your expectations were 14, but we still won 10, I think you'll like the Odyssey a lot. We are living Viva La Vida Loca. But if we don't get them, the excitement for the season is still off the charts. I mean, again, man, we were talking about it earlier. I've covered this team for a long time, and I'm so fired up for this football season because I do think that this is the best team I've seen on paper. I do think that this is the team that's got their shit together the most. I do think it's just a team that just sounds different. I also, for the first time, got a head coach that I really believe in Klint Kubiak. So, like, I hear you, Craig. But I'm also somebody that just doesn't put stuff out on a show just to say X, Y, Z. Like, I have done this show long enough that I have earned a reputation. I would say that if I talk about it, it's because it's actually happening. I'm not an insider. I'm not trying to be an insider. I am a normal Raiders fan that's going to tell you things when I hear them. And I don't need to race to be first because, again, I know Raider fans are going to pull up to hear what I have to say. Just because, we're always here for you. And just like you guys are always here for me. Like, I know that. So when I get the information that I did this morning, and then you add it together with everything that was reported yesterday, and then I look at the information that our 49ers guy got, our Broncos guy got, the information that, some of our other people here at Chat Sports have gotten. And there's a lot of smoke right now around Vita Vea. But I hear you, man. There's so much excitement. I'm so excited to be able to get this thing going, whether it's with Vita or without Vita. But the fact that we're even a part of this conversation, I think, just goes to show how much better of a football team we are overall. Dude, I haven't seen this name in a very, very long time, but I just want all y'all to know I will be live on the Raiders Report tomorrow for training camp, and we're going to be talking all things training camp. Cast! Joey! Bang! Dude, Cast, what's going on, man? What up, nation? Yes, trade for him. Huge need. It's a huge need, Cast. And to all of y'all out there, I'm going to show you, I got like a bunch of different trade ideas. I reached out to a bunch of different people today like, hey, what do you think Vita Vea would go for in a trade? You're going to see, I think, like 5 different trades I got coming up here. I'm going to show you my different contract extension projections because it's not just a trade. It's a trade and extend, so that's important to know. But I'm tired of the folks not wanting to get rid of draft picks for great talent. 90% chance he would be better than who he drafted with. How about this to Raider fans out there? I think today is a little bit of a full circle move. And I say that, and sometimes people are afraid to go get players because the typical thing I hear is, oh, it's the Raiders. Oh, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. Okay. I believe Klint Kubiak. I believe in John Spytek. I believe in this regime, and I do. I think it's a little bit different. But I think today is kind of one of those full circle moments of, and once in a while, you got to learn from your past mistakes. You got to learn from history. And today, Jalen Carter became the highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League. A few years ago, Raiders had an opportunity to select Jalen Carter, and instead, we drafted Tyree Wilson. If you don't know, Jalen Carter went on to be a better player than Tyree Wilson. Still time. There's still time. And I bet there's people out there that'll still say that there's time. Here's the problem, though. Because of where the Raiders were as an organization back then, I don't know if you still could have drafted Jalen Carter because of the off-the-field issues. What's really good about now and where we are with this organization is I would trust Klint Kubiak to do it. I don't know if I would have trusted Josh. I don't know if I would have trusted AP. I know I wouldn't have trusted Pete Carroll. But I would trust Klint Kubiak to do certain moves that are needed to make certain moves happen. But, Cast, I'm in agreement with you. I think that the 2027 draft is outstanding. I think the 2028 draft is all about the future. But if you can get Lecky, dude, I'm literally combining now Vita Vea, Laki Tossi's name. We're just putting it all together. I almost called him Lecky Fotu. But if you can go out and get Vita Vea, you do it because he instantly makes your team better, and he makes all the other players on your defense better. What I'm about to say might make some fans upset. I actually think that Vita Vea would make the other 10 players on the Raiders defense better than Max Crosby makes the other 10 players on the Raiders defense better. And I'm not saying that Max Crosby is better than Vita Vea. I'm saying because Vita eats up the double teams, can be that space guy, and is just that big mother effer on the interior, I do. I think Vita helps the other 10 players on this Raiders defense, including Max, more than Max helps out the other 10 players on this Raiders defense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but if that makes sense to you, make the trade. Doesn't cost you a first-round pick. Rich Moreno! Bang! Mitch! It's Rich. Rich!
No shit.
It's Mitch. We need Vita on the defense. Make Vita a Raider. P.S. Cancer sucks. I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. First off, Rich, this reminds me of every message my mother has ever left me on my voicemail. My mom has left me voicemails for the last 20 years not knowing that caller ID has existed. My mom has left the same message on my phone since as long as I can remember. Hi, Mitch. It's your mom. When you get this call, give me a call back. And every time I go, Mom, if I see that you called me and I don't answer, I'm going to call you back. I promise.
And I'm going to know it's you.
And I'm still going to know it's you. Believe it or not, unless somebody else is mom and somebody's screwing me up. Though I did see a hilarious thing, and I hate to admit this. We did this one time in college. One of my buddies was banged up, and we switched his girlfriend and mom's phone number.
Ooh. Bad combination there.
Bad combination. It actually didn't turn out to be nearly as funny as what we were hoping it was going to be. We definitely tried to make it worse. I'll just leave it like that. It didn't work out. Probably for the best. Probably for the best. Again, though, cancer sucks. I mean, I think that a lot of y'all know this is cancer ribbon. My grandfather passed away from cancer. I've had a bunch of family members pass away from cancer. And at the very end of today's show, I hope that you guys stick around. Not for me, not even for yourselves, but I guarantee you if you watch at the end of today's show, you're going to hear a story. And if it doesn't motivate you to just realize what you're probably going with is nothing compared to what a lot of other people are going through. And it's not too often I need the extra motivation. But I had one of the most humbling messages the other day I've ever received in the history of me doing this show. And if you hate cancer, I hope you watch to the very end of today's show. But I hope you watch to the end of today's show to put a smile on some family members and to put a smile on a young Raider fan's face that 100% deserves it, man.
It just clicked in his head, I think.
When did this happen?
Oh, while you were talking to Rich. It's been sitting here. It loaded in.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Been there.
I'm just so mind blown. I'm a little bit mind effed right now. I don't. Also, Nav, that wasn't my mom. No, I'll say this. I actually don't think anybody from Raider Nation has ever met my mother. You met my dad's now fiance girlfriend. Her name's Amy. She's a rock star. She's amazing. She's literally one of the sweetest, nicest, one of the best people on planet Earth. But that's not my mom. she's a mother figure, but that's not my mom. I just wanted you to know. I wanted you to know. I'll tell you this. I don't even know what to say. We will be live tomorrow. I think he's the MVP now. All right, let's do it. Cursed Joey! Bang! Oh my goodness. Cass Joey, gotta leave with a motherfucking bang. I got meetings to attend. Raiders on. Take over. Poor favor. Yo, man, I think one of the really cool parts of doing this show is there's often times where you get to know people. And I think anybody that's watched this show has heard the name Cass Joey before. Cass, I follow him on Instagram. Chugs and I had the opportunity like 2 years ago to go out and grab some food with him. He's a very successful businessman, owns his own company, but also just like seeing, I always like tell Cass this, and Cass, he might have already left. I have no idea. But over the past few years of like me following Cass, being able to just see, this might sound weird, Joey, but like your kid grow. Your son's like very close to the same age as like one of the groomsmen at my wedding, Ryan's kid. And Ryan, I bring this up because he looks so much like you. And when I look at one of my really good buddies' kids, Ryan, his son is like identical to him. And it's kind of crazy to me looking at all the stuff you post on social media and like, I'm not going to tell you to go look at his Instagram. I don't want to say he's a pretty private guy, but
go find him and his child.
Go search Joey's kid. No, like, but it's so kind of, it's crazy to me because I think the one cool thing, and Alex always says this because she's like, when it comes to guys, you kind of look the same and like you're a little boy and then all of a sudden you turn into a grown man. And Cass is a lot like me. Like he's got a baby face. Like if I legit shaved my face, I would look like a toddler all over again. Long story short, Cass, I appreciate you. You've been a loyal watcher on this show for a long, long time. And the reason why I think people do the crazy shit that people do on this show, he's doing this for Raider Nation. I think he's also doing it to talk a little shit to David Zahm. But I promise you, I guarantee you Cass has got a lot of respect for Zahm. And I bet you Zahm, if he's here, he's got a lot of respect for Cass, this community that we're building on this show. It does, man. It means so much to me, and I hope that y'all know that. But here's the thing. Cass Joey, he's got 5 bangs today. He's the MVP on today's show, and I'm going to give him a golden ticket to get into my fantasy football league. And for those of you that don't know, this upcoming Friday, I'm going to be live. We're going to be doing Raiders Report Friday happy hour, and in that Friday happy hour, whoever has banged the most, you get in my fantasy football league. But then also, we're going to give another spot away for somebody that's been an MVP or somebody that's got a golden ticket. So I'm just going to say it like this. There's no way I'm not going to give Cass a golden ticket. So to anybody out there, if you bang 5 times today and you tie up Cass or take the lead, I'm also just going to give you a golden ticket. 5 bangs, 5.0. Vita Vea. I don't know what it's going to turn into, but shout out to Cass. Shout out to all of y'all. If you want a chance to get in my fantasy football league, you bang 5 times today, and you're getting yourself a golden ticket. Let's go to Caleb Tarr. What up, Caleb? Raiders Report is at 5,900 videos. Can we celebrate the 6,000th? Dude, I don't even know when we're going to cross that number. I have no idea when we're going to cross it.
We only need 100 more. I give it
it's gonna happen obviously sooner rather than later. We make tons of content, no doubt about it. But we're gonna keep going, man. It's been fun along the journey. What's really cool to do, Caleb, is go back and watch like old shows. You'll see how bad we were, how much better we've gotten, how much better the community has grown, and it's been really cool to see it along the way. Love from Oklahoma, as always. Love from Oklahoma, as always, man. Holy cow, holy cow. I mean, what on God's earth is happening right now? After all this banging, I got Vita Vea trades coming up. We got Vita Vea extension talks coming up here. I'm going to give you some ideas of what I'm thinking about. A lot of stuff has happened, but even more is going down in the comment section. If you don't want to hear a grown man bang with about 500 other people, close your ears, turn off your laptop, because it's going to get loud. David Zone! Bang! Did somebody say Zone? David Zone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A double banger, and then the cherry on top. 5-5 for Joey. David Zone. Bang! Today has been off the rails, dude. I'm going to be live tomorrow on the Raiders Report, y'all. We're going to be live tomorrow talking training camp. Shit's going to be nuts. And then Friday happy hour. I hope y'all brought your drinking pants, man. I hope all y'all brought your drinking pants, because this is crazy. Bang! Zon kind of feels like Mitch needs a boot. Oh, my God. See, here's the problem. I'm really trying to only do shit on Friday happy hours, man. And what's funny is, when I was 25, 26, 27, it's starting to add up a little bit. It's starting to add up a little bit. Oh, man. See, if I do a boot now, I don't even know how long I'll be here, Zon. You know what I mean? I have no idea. Now, I told myself Friday happy hour, we're going to go balls to the wall. So that's when we're going to go balls to the wall. Just so all y'all know.
That's when our balls are officially on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you got a window and a wall in your house, my balls might be on them, because that's how crazy Friday happy hour is going to be. What up, Bo? Send Mitch to Vegas for the open practice. I'm working on it. I really, really want to be able to get there. It's going to be Tuesday, August 11th. I'm going to be honest with all y'all out there. I know some of you guys are calling for a boot. I'm not going to do a boot today. At least I'm not going to do one until the end of the show. And I only say that because there is a message. There is something that I need to be able to do at the end of today's show for a young Raiders fan who's going through a lot. And it would not be fair to that fan. It would not be fair to the family, even if I messed up one word, and I might even still mess up a few words. I'm not great at reading, but
it's not going to be because of the boot.
But it's not going to be because of the boot. And I know all y'all love to get down, but today's got to be one of those days where you got to hear me out. And I mean, if I do it, it's going to be at the end of the show, but it's not going to be until the very, very end of the program. And I mean it when I say you guys will all be like, I think you're going to feel really good about yourself being a part of a community because, again, there's just oftentimes things happen in life where you kind of get hit with, things are going, like, it's a lot more than just you type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I guarantee you this to all Raider fans out there. You guys are putting smiles on a family going through a lot. You guys are probably doing a lot for a young man that you guys might not even know about, because I do know the family's watching today. So, Bo, shout out to you, man. And again, for those that do not know, Bo was the one that reached out to me. Him and his family sent me a message, and to Bo, to you and your whole family, man, we got something really cool at the end of the program today. So I know we've been live for a little bit, but I wanted to save the best for last, and I think Michael is the best for last. Raiders Shield family, what up, Nav? You sneaky mother effer. All my friends and family are awesome. Thanks, bro. Send them pics to Mount Raider more. Mitch, this is a family. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Bayou has sent me shit. Bayou's sending Navman stuff. I think it's cool, man. You guys are building a community. We're building a friend group here, and that's what it's about. It's about me being able to pull up on a random night. Navman's live on his YouTube channel, and I got Blue Richards telling me about a furry beaver. And if you're like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Go watch Navman's channel. It's one of the craziest books I've ever had read to me.
I think there's usually a convention in the same plaza that we work in, a furry beaver convention, and other furry animals.
I forget what the name of this book is, but it's kind of wild. It's a crazy book. Jersey boy, grade this crazy trade idea I saw. Raiders get Vita and a fourth. Bucs get Taron Johnson, Michael Mayer, a fifth, and a 2028 second-round pick. Grade that crate. I'd give it an F because we're giving up way too much. So don't need to do it. Yeah, getting a 4th-round pick is cool and all, but we're giving up a 2nd-round pick in 2028. Taron Johnson, I based on what I've heard, and again, what I have heard and my sources have been good to me in the past. This is obviously a kind of an interesting situation around Vita Vea, but I would be under the impression this is a massive overpay. So I'll give it an F grade. I don't think that you have to do that. What up, Sherlock? Tell Mama Mitch hi from Raider Nation, please. Dude, I tell Mama Mitch hi all the time from the Nation because most times she calls me when I'm live. Again, I've done this show for 9 years. I love my mom. My mom is not a sports fan, and the story that I always tell, it's kind of funny now, full circle. I sent my mom a picture of Charles Haley, who is a black defensive end, formerly in the NFL, has won a bunch of Super Bowls, and I said, hey, Mom, I met Tom Brady today. Tom Brady's not a black gentleman. I don't know if y'all know that, but my mom was like, oh, tell him I said hi, type of thing. And she loves me. She doesn't know a lot about sports, but I got her some Raiders stuff. She's got some Raiders t-shirts. She rocks with Raiders Report. And like I said, the other day she was on a walk with somebody that she's trying to walk a little bit more, and that woman's son is a Raiders Report watcher. And when he found out that, she's my mom, I gave that person a shout-out on the show earlier today because Raider Nation spreads far and wide. So if you're showing love to my mom just because I am a Raiders fan, that's the epitome of why I'm a Raider fan, because it's a lot more than just a fan base. We're a family here. This guy's also a part of the family here. Loud Cameron Abbott. Bang! It's fun to stay at the LCA. F Cancer. Wait, Zon. I heard your name. What happened? Put your best foot forward. Yeah, I said that if anybody bangs 5 times today, I'm just going to give you a golden ticket to get into the fantasy football league. Obviously, everybody, what do I got?
I think Zon and Joey definitely both had 5.
Yeah, some of the chat sports guys just said if you need help chugging a beer, I might be able to. I might get some guys that might be down to chug some beers. So I'll tell you this: the guys out in the bullpen are hearing me yell and scream, and we might get a few guys to chug some beers. I don't know. I just had one of the guys text me, but big time, man. F Cancer. F Cancer. It's taken many of my family members away from me. My dad, he's the oldest of 6. My mom's the youngest of 9. It took my grandfather away from me. It took a lot of my aunts and uncles away from me. It's been, again, I know how much it impacts people. I grew up in central Pennsylvania. It's called Danville, PA, and I grew up right near a hospital. And I think when you grow up near a hospital, and a lot of your friends are nurses, now doctors, you just kind of see a different side of some things. But if you want, you don't have to.
Oh, you need somebody?
No, I got a message. It was perceived like you guys wanted to chug beers.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll chug a beer.
You can.
Who all signed up?
I don't know.
I got a message from Chugs that said, this person's down to shotgun a brew. I said, sweet, send him in.
Is it Brian, and is he shirtless doing it?
No, and
Oh.
then he
No,
goes,
mine's pushed out.
that person's name, quote, exactly what you just said, and now Ethan's here.
Yeah.
So that's.
Thank you, Ethan.
Okay,
I'll
it could
do
be
for
anyone.
Lord Cameron Abbott,
It can,
Do you want to just do it for all the bangs?
I'll do it.
You don't want that.
We'll just work down the
I can do
list.
all the bangs.
We just work down the
How many
list.
bangs are there?
Well, if 100 is a bang, that guy banged 4 times in one, 2 times in one, then a couple of just normal ones. So I would say at least 8.
I'll hit a singular bang. I can do that, right?
Oh yeah, Nav, I'm
You
looking.
could.
Nav, I'm
Could do
looking.
8.
I saw what Bayou
You could
sent
do
him.
it.
Very dope.
Produce layers. I'm not
Very,
sure.
very, very dope.
So yes or no?
We're not going to stop you.
It's just you got to go get a beer and you just pull up here and you. But again, I'm not holding it to you.
I'll be back.
you want to do a boot, come back with a
He says he'll
boot.
be back. He'll be back. All right, Rebel. Referring Bucky Beaver Nuggets and a burger. I mean, Bucky's is wild. My wife always wants to go to Bucky's every time I'm down here. But, sorry, Schefter. Yep, Kirk Cousins. We already knew that. We already knew. It's going to be Kirk. Going to be quarterback one. Richard Black. Mitch. I think we figured it out.
That was a joke after we came back.
Okay, that was after we came back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're backed up a little bit.
Unbroken stories, though. Real talk. Unbroken stories. I guess I'm about 99% confident. You sent me a shirt. You and I have been DMing on Instagram. Dope shirt. I'm gonna be wearing it. I don't know how soon. I just got to take it home. I got to wash it, and then I'll probably end up putting it on. But it'll be on a Raiders Report video soonish. I don't know when, but soonish. Crosby in a fifth for Vita Vea. I don't even know what we're talking about here. Why you don't have to give up Crosby in a fifth. If Crosby in a fifth is involved, I want Vita and a second. Even more than that, I want Vita and probably a first round pick. Vita and a first for Crosby in a fifth. Would you do it? That's kind of an interesting trade idea, but I don't know. There's so much going on with this that I can't do it right now. Craig, on my tombstone, he loved to bang, but he was no. Yes, Joey. Hey man, don't put yourself, Craig, bro. You are literally leading the bang competition this month. I don't have the updated numbers since today's show has been just a absolute shit show of banging going on. I don't have the updated number, and now I just saw somebody else pull up here. So Jesus, I mean, today's already off the rails. I know today's already off the rails. I mean, I look at this point, I'm already in a debt. I'll do a boot to start off Friday happy hour. I'm not going to do a boot today, and that's only because, again, you guys are going to see at the very end of the show, and I think that light bulb's going to come on and be like, all right, yeah, it's probably good that this guy didn't do a boot.
3 more bangs with the 4 Loco boot.
No. I will do a boot to start off Friday happy hour. I don't know what time Friday happy hour is going to be, but, dude, an all-day Friday happy hour could be wild. Do we just do that on Friday? Do I just show up to work, hit freaking record at, I don't know, 10 o'clock, and we're live for 7 or 8 hours? Let's try to win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins and Madden. What could go wrong?
It's not going to take 7 hours.
What could
No
go
shot.
wrong? What could go wrong? Oh, man.
Give me the under. Or give me the less.
You ready?
Yep. Time to bang with you.
Absolutely.
Wait. Grab that mic.
All right. Ethan is here, though. I don't know if it's plugged in.
I think it is.
Where is
There should be a stick mic
No,
right there.
James took it. So
Oh, never mind then.
yeah, I was going to say. You're good. All right. Somebody heard that some beers want to go down. Raider Nation, you guys wanted some beers. This is Ethan. I could tell you a story that he told me the very first day I met him.
Sure.
Well, no, I can't tell the story. I said I could tell you the story.
I see now.
It's about
could
it's
tell the
about
story.
pushing a rock up the hill.
You gotta want to push it.
You gotta want to push it. I think that this Klint Kubiak staff is down to keep on pushing that down the hill.
I agree.
You know, we're in a lot of debt here. When I say debt, there's Mount Raider more, a lot of beers probably owed. Shout out to Ethan. Give me some Ethans down below, and he's pulling up for a legendary bang. You ready?
Yep.
First ever bang here on the Raiders Report, and it's
Yep.
a good one. Raider run! Bang! Electric! Joining late on the West Coast. Let me know down below how long is it going to take Ethan to put that beer down. On Friday happy hour, when you bang, a beer goes down. I got a boot to start Friday happy hour. Maybe I'll invite Ethan back into the building.
I will be working on Friday, so just invite me. We're so back. We'll be there.
Would you rather chug beers or produce videos on Friday?
Ooh. Can I do both?
Of course.
I've done both many of times.
Which one would you rather do more of?
I mean, if I'm being honest,
Yes.
probably chugging beers.
All right,
but
cool. That's all I needed to hear.
I do like producing videos.
Ooh.
Ethan
A
said he
good,
would rather
producing
chug
sesh after
beers.
about 12 beers.
All right,
Hits.
I'm going to show Ethan. Maybe I'll show Ethan here. Maybe we get, if you guys want Ethan to do more beer chugging on Friday than producing videos on Friday, if we get 5 more bangs, I'm going to just take away, let's go with, I get you for 2 hours on Friday happy hour, and you're just going to chug beers for 2 straight hours.
I love it. I'll walk to work on Friday.
Walk to work on Friday, chugging beers on Friday. If we get 5 more bangs by the time this show is over, I'm going to make Ethan for 2 hours of his workday on Friday do nothing but chug beers here on Raiders Report Friday Happy Hour.
Before you make deals, check Venmo.
Let's go.
Before you make deals,
That's
check
what
Venmo.
we're doing. We are 5 bangs away. If we get there, you know what? Mount Raider Moore always tells me, make other people chug some beers. So we're going to make Mount Raider Moore chug some beers.
I think the guy that's behind me wants beers. He showed me something.
You want some beers?
He showed me something.
Special gift. You have a special gift for the stream.
Oh,
He wants-
no.
That's
Get that
disgusting.
devil magic out of here.
That is disgusting. All right. So let me get some people real quick in this duck race. I see Travis Benson. I see Philip Boger. I see Amy. And then I got David Zahn in the race. Lopez, I'm going to send you a message here.
No, it still works.
I mean, I'll just tell you this right now. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I see that.
This is
Ethan, you got this one?
This is
Okay,
this is a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie to all y'all. I'm definitely gonna do a boot on Friday. Definitely gonna do a boot on Friday. But also,
It's gonna be a loco boot. Woo!
But also, Ethan, change your calendar though. Can you take the B out of that first one? It's a mistype on my part.
No, that was definitely me.
I'll just say it like this.
Jesus.
We're gonna talk to your boss. You're gonna have some things to do on Friday, and it's gonna be just 2 straight hours of chugging beers.
Okay.
You're down.
I'm very down.
2 straight hours of chugging beers. All right, Ethan. Friday, 2 straight hours beer chugging. Friday happy hour, and it's presented by David Zahn. Bang! 2 hours. 2 hours. I hope.
All right, I think it's time.
I hope you don't regret it.
Who were you with on Friday?
Charity.
Oh, he doesn't need a producer.
Whoa.
We can have your 4 hours.
We'll get those browns.
So here's how it's
We
going to go.
got you
I
for
would
4
say
hours.
you guys are probably going to have to come in a little bit earlier. And then I'm going to say at like, what time should Ethan's 2-hour happy hour start, Zahn? You guys let me know down below. What time should Ethan's 2-hour happy hour start on Friday? I mean, at this point, I think we're going to go live all day happy hour.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we could do like 2, 3, 4. Is that a fair time? 2, 3, 4 o'clock gives you enough time to get your stuff done. End the show out with us, maybe. It's going to be wild.
I like that.
We're gonna have to. What can we do for all day? Do they practice on Friday at least?
Do
Do we have anything on Friday?
Do we have anything? Yes, and it's happy hour.
No, I got that. I got that. Is there anything else around happy hour?
Big Raz, this show has gone completely off the rails. I actually have another segment to do around Vita Vea.
Yeah, we've been live for 2 hours. We played one pre-recorded video, and that has been it. Actually,
That's been it.
That
You
has
ready?
been-
I'm ready.
That's you, brother.
All right.
Take it down for David Zahn. Zahn's telling me like between 2 and
2 to 4. I see that from.
I'm
Gyro.
seeing between 2 and 4 from a few people. So that would be, Dave, that would be 3 p.m. Eastern time to 5 p.m. Eastern time, your time. If that's what we do.
LCA. I don't think that's gonna happen.
What?
I don't think we have the resources for that.
Ethan looks like Chugs' little brother.
I'll take it.
Dude, your eyes are... That's an ice cold beer. That's how you know it was ice cold.
That one was chilly going down, I'm not going to lie.
That one hurt. I could see that one
I've
hurt.
had warmer going down.
Giggity.
Giggity.
Oh, boy. He's learning.
I knew what was coming. I tuned in. I tuned into the Raiders report.
All right. See, Ethan sits pretty close to me, so he hears probably all sorts of crazy shenanigans. But the good news is this. Friday happy hour. I'm starting the show off with a boot. Ethan, 2 hours straight, just chugging beers. I think the way that I'm going to do it is every time somebody bangs in that 2 hours, just
the American dream.
say this, bring your drinking pants. Bring your drinking pants. Make sure you Uber. Those are the only two rules I got for you. All right. Shout out to Ethan. Can I get some Ethans down below? That's what it's about, man. Showing up, showing out. Raider Nation showed up and showed out. Holy cow. Craziness, man. Craziness, man. I do got a bunch of more people getting in this duck race now. I mean, today's show has been off the rails. I'm going to add $100 to the duck race. We're just going to do it. If you're mad about it, then I don't really see why you'd be mad about it. We're going to add $100 though to the duck race. I'm going to add LCA. I'm going to add Raider Ron, and then I'm going to add William Hogue. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Also, Juan Gutierrez, you are also in. So now it's a $20 Venmo to win, $260 here on the Raiders Report. And then also, if you come in second place, you get a $150 gift card from Panda Sups. $150 gift card from Panda Sups. I did check them out, Raider More group chat. I saw what Bayou sent you. Nav, awesome, man. Awesome. Real talk, dude. But I think it's cool that Bayou was able to do that for you. Leave it for the new guy on Friday. Well, the new guy, I'll let him tell you.
We won't break that news yet.
Well, I'll let the new guy tell you that. But new guy won't be chugging on Friday. Nathan Wolf, what's going on, man? Best thing in football, the wave. You know what's funny? Oh, okay.
He thought he was talking about the wave.
Well, that's always a debate here at Chat Sports where, like, some people like the wave, some people don't like the wave. Nathan, I actually completely agree with you. In Iowa, Hawkeyes to the kids' hospital hits me every game. By the way, I think about coming on the show. The energy when we went live in North Carolina, I think I could do Friday happy hour. I mean, Nathan, I think that you could hang for a Friday happy hour. I think you could. Zon, wait. I didn't get Big Raz. What do you mean, Big Raz? Oh, I see what you're saying.
What I missed?
No, I think Zon was just giving a salute to Big Raz. I was like, what did I miss? I thought I missed something. You're not wrong though, Nathan. I would say the two things that I don't care who you are, what you're doing, it puts a smile on my face, and man, it makes me cry almost every time. I'm a sucker for a good dog video. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, obviously I love dogs. But when you see kids and like the ability to put smiles on kids' faces, I think my favorite thing that ESPN does or used to do, and I would literally stop what I was doing every single time they'd come on, the Make-A-Wish videos, you know what I mean, where they would bring somebody in. Actually, we had an old employee here at Chat Sports was a Make-A-Wish. True story. He got to meet Dustin Pedroia. But those videos to me are, you stop what you're doing, you sit down and you listen and you watch. It's kind of like every year, you hear the Jimmy V speech. Every year I sit down and I listen to the Jimmy V speech, right? And I think it's like, as a sports fan, not that I feel like I have to do it, but it's like you want to do it and you feel like you owe it to that. But yeah, man, it's amazing what Iowa does. It's a great thing. Wrong way. I just put 100 on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. Oh my Lord.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. I know last year me, Chugs, and Zahn put some money down on the Raiders to win the AFC West.
So close.
So close.
You finished top 5.
Very close. Jerry Kester, top 5. That's hilarious. I just drove by the private terminal at the Oakland airport. The Vegas Knights airplane is parked there.
Cool.
I flew in, obviously, to the Oakland airport. I don't really remember it, though. I think I flew in to the Oakland airport when I flew into – maybe I flew into San Francisco. I don't remember. But I've been looking to get a not a Raiders ace hat, an ace hat, and it's got like an Oakland Coliseum logo on the back. Obviously, I'm a Mets fan, but it's like got a really sick Oakland Coliseum logo on it. It's from Culture Kings. I've been thinking about getting it. Raider run! Throwing it up there. Ethan himself, I don't believe, is a Raiders fan. That's also not the new guy, he's new.
Ethan's been here for a while.
Ethan is new-ish here at Chat Sports, but Ethan is not the new, we'll call it producer, new guy here on the Raiders Report. Ethan's just, he sits the closest out there. I think he heard a bunch of banging going on, and I always say this, the guys talk about all of y'all so much more than what you really truly realize, and yeah, like. So actually, do you remember there's that one photo of like our Slack conversation? You know which one I mean?
So, yes.
So like I always say this all the time on the show, like our chat does talk about all of y'all. So I just wanted to be able to show you guys this little thing that we did. So yesterday, obviously, when the breaking news happened around Vita Vea, I ran into the studio and I filmed a video. And at the time, I didn't have a producer because Reed, who was scheduled with me that day, was also filming the Buccaneers side of the Vita Vea news. So shout out to Brian. He produced his very first show, and I think in that show you even hear me say, shout out to Brian. And I saw one of the comments, which shout out to Vegas, said, let's go, Brian. Obviously, there were some people that commented like that. And then I put that screenshot in our Slack channel here at Chat Sports. My CEO boss gave it to that. Santino, one of our newer guys, gave it one of those. Reed gave it one of those, and then Brian said, Raider Nation, what up? So, maybe you guys don't look at that stuff as a big deal, but I think when you guys also rock with us and my team, not to say that I expect you guys to rock with me, but it's one of those things where it's, I expect you guys to be nice to me, and I would like for you to be, nice to my friends as well. So when you guys just go above and beyond, it means a lot to me, and again, you guys do so much. So Ethan was just close by out there, heard all the craziness, and I think just wanted to get down with Raider Nation and chugging a beer. But he's going to join us 2 hours on Friday happy hour, which I did not plan on doing. So
I don't think Ethan knows what he's fully signed up for.
Ethan has no idea.
No.
He has no idea.
No shot.
As long he's got no idea what's about to happen.
As long as he doesn't pull a Sherlock.
Yeah, shit.
I hope he doesn't pre-game this one.
Speaking of Sherlock, I'll be there in 12 hours. Laugh my ass off. Sherlock, I don't think I'm going to be live in 12 hours from now, but 12 hours from now. Shout out to Sherlock. I don't even, what's this? 12 hours?
4 a.m.
4 a.m.?
That's what it would be. It is 4 o'clock right now.
All right. 4 hours. That's where Sherlock's going to be. Vegas? I don't know. Bayou from Raider Ron. Bang! Another oop. F cancer. Sorry to hear about your buddies on. Prayers for sure. Again, I hope that today's show is all about good vibes. I hope today's show is all about trying to put a smile on a young Raider fan's face. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about here in a little bit, but also I did go live an hour early today to discuss the latest going on around Raiders training camp, but also I gave my reaction to Klint Kubiak's presser. And then on top of that, I also gave you the news that I heard around Vita Vea. And what's crazy, we still have another show to do. I still got an entire show to do. I got segment, I want to show you kind of what a trade could look like. I'll show you what an extension could potentially look like for Vita Vea. So that show is coming up here once we get through all the Super Chats. If you're tuning in right now, the delay is the Super Chats, but that's okay, right? At the end of the day, this is a show made by Raider Nation. And if you guys are sending the questions, I'm here to answer them. What's up, Gunny? LA Crash Dog, you must have started early. Yes, I did. What up, fam? If you guys don't know, go to saveawarrior.org for veterans and first responders struggling. We lose 22 veterans every single day to suicide. Every day. Packers just placed Micah Parsons on PUP.
Yeah, I don't think he was expected to be ready by training camp.
Okay. I was going to say, I just popped up on my screen, so I was like, oh, shit, is that known? Gunny, you do a lot of really good things, and I actually was talking about LA Crash Dog when I did my show on Monday because, I talked about Jordan Debbie, and just, he took his life recently. He was a former Raiders player, and that was just somebody that I followed on social media, covered him. He was with the Raiders, so Gunny, I was literally just talking about Save a Warrior, and again, I'll say it like this: whether you're a combat vet, whether you're a NFL veteran, whether you're a kid out there, man, I don't know what it is. If you're dealing with mental health, don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to talk. You can talk to me, all right? Oftentimes, I say this and that, you could talk to me. I can't guarantee you that everybody's going to do it. I can't guarantee you that I'm even going to see the DM. But what I can guarantee you is, I am a big believer that talking, being able to vent, even if it is messages, talk to somebody. Get it off your chest. So, Gunny, I think you do a lot of amazing things, and, again, that's why we talk about Save Warriors as much as we do. What up, Nav? ESPN, never the same since Stuart Scott and Chris Berman. Politics don't belong in sports. New guy, best be prepared for Friday. Ethan will be ready for Friday, I promise you that. I was a big fan of Stuart Scott, and I agree. I don't think ESPN is exactly what it used to be, and I don't know if it's ever going to be that again. I'd like to stay out of politics. I don't think it needs to be in sports, but I think there's a reason why I don't look at ESPN, and a lot of people look at ESPN the way that it used to. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm seeing some more updates come in here around the NFL. Also, I am looking at the Raiders. They made my heart sink. The Raiders just put out a tweet that said trading the cleats for the clipboard.
They knew what they were doing.
They knew.
They knew what they were doing. And that's not cool of them.
They knew what they were doing. Trading the cleats for the clipboard. Get to know safeties coach Matt Robinson. Hey, man, listen, I'm excited about Matt Robinson. I'm all in on comparing trading Stukes to Kyle Hamilton. But on Vita Vea watch day, you're putting out trading the cleats for the clipboard. Yeah, you're going to make my heart skip a beat.
At least we wouldn't have to go live. We're already live.
True. Very, very true. Richard Black, you're in. Rustin Long, you're in. David Cheney, you're in. Sean Irish, you are in. If you don't know what you're in for, Carlos Comedy. I see Brian Baca. Blaine Craig, you in. And then I believe Joey D, I gotcha. Bro, we got a lot of people getting in this duck race now. Jerry Kester, Brandon Beeler, I gotcha. William, final refresh. 20 to win, $380. Second place will be going home with a Panda Sups gift card, which actually, can you show them the Panda Sups stuff real quick?
Yes.
For those of you that do not know, Panda Sups was an old sponsor on the show, and now that Prize Picks is our sponsor every single day. I still want fans to know that you guys can save 20% off your order if you use code Raiders at pandasups.com. And because, Panda's just done right by Raider Nation for so long, they've been a part of the program here for so long, they still want to be able to hook up the nation. So that's why if you enter the duck race today and if you come in second place, I'm going to give you a $150 gift card to Panda Sups from Panda Sups. You just got to send me your email address. But if you're like, Mitch, I want to just go get some of the best tasting protein on the planet. I use Panda every day. I really do. I use the BCAAs to help me not be hungover in the morning after a workout. I use the protein. I got a really big sweet tooth, and I say that because at night, I want cookies. I want coffee. I want cake, and this is one of the only proteins that I make hot coffee, decaf, and I pour the protein in. I make it like a hot chocolate. It helps me get rid of my cravings. I've lost 20 pounds in the last 3 months, which you guys might not be able to see a lot, but I have. I've slimmed up. Panda's a big part of that. Panda helps me out a lot. And, when you do as much of the craziness that we do on this show, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, pull up this Friday. You guys are going to see a crazy show on Friday. But, when I do this program, I want to be able to hook up Raider Nation. I know that I can't give everybody a $150 gift card, but I hope people know that I'm going to find ways to get you guys cool deals, and we're going to keep on rocking here. So if you come in second place of the duck race, you're going to get a $150 gift card to Panda Subs. If you just want to go get yourself some Panda Subs, code Raiders for 20% off at pandasubs.com. All right, fam, let's get in to the final segment here on the Raiders Report. And the final segment is going to be around, I got another one coming up here on Vita Vea. We're just going to get into, again, the latest around Vita. I'm going to give you some trade ideas that are important to see, but then also on top of that, I got to give you the extension projection. And I just got to be able to tell all of y'all, if the Raiders make the trade, what type of money we're going to be giving them, because that's the other part of the conversation. Yeah, it's easy to talk about the trade, but the other part of it is, well, how much are we going to pay them? Because if you don't give Vita Vea a contract extension, you're not going to be able to get the trade done. And I am under the impression the Raiders already have a trade on the table. If that is to be true, then that means the Raiders already have somewhat of an idea of a contract extension that they're going to give him, because you don't put the trade offer out there unless you also have the extension done as well. So just keep that in mind. Like, I don't mean to bring this one up, but I think it would be something like a Geno Smith, where you see the trade and then a few hours, you see the extension come through. But before we get into this show, can I go pee real quick? Sorry, we've been live a little bit longer than not to say that I expected, but we went live today. We've been live for about 2 hours now and 11 minutes, and I got to go pee. Yeah, I got to go pee. So Lopez is going to be here holding it down with all of y'all out there. I will be right back. The Dolphins worked out quarterback Jack Plummer, excuse me. Interesting. All right, give me 60 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. Just as a reminder of the deals for today, Super Chat, you get on screen just like everybody has been in that whole little stretch that we went on with everybody sending the Super Chats. It was a good time. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 gets you into the duck race. $100 or $150 gift card to second in the duck race, 2 Panda Subs. $100 is a bang in July, and at the end of the month, whoever has the most bangs will win a golden ticket into the fantasy football league that Mitch is holding. And then MVP of today's stream also gets a golden ticket. And I believe it's either Zahn or Cash Joey. I'm not sure. I know they both had 5. It's probably Zahn, though. I don't think he wants to do much of a tuna clock. I don't think he's trying to drink much today, guys. We told you. We're saving it for Friday. We haven't refreshed that Venmo. I don't have access to the Venmo, so I can't. I cannot do that. But, like I said, as what is coming up, we have more Vita Vea news. We have the duck race that we will run, and then we will get to the story on Raider Nation versus Kansas. I know y'all have all been showing out today. And it is a good story. When Mitch sent me all the information about it today so I can set up the graphics and help set up the graphics and all that, it was a good story. It tugs on the heartstrings. It's definitely worth the listen, worth sticking around. Yeah, Zahn, hold him accountable. Hold Mitch accountable. Make sure that he gives y'all all the drinks that he owes. All the drinks, all the boots. I'll do a couple drinks just for fun, just for the love of the game. I'll save the boots for Mitch. Mitch definitely seems like he wants to do a boot or 2 or 7.
All I heard was Mitch wants to do a boot or 2 or 7. So
was I wrong?
I think I came back at the right time.
Okay, if someone likes the video right now, before I put Mitch on screen, he'll do a boot. I'm giving you 1 second to hit the like button. One of you.
No doubt this will totally happen.
We're at 378 likes. There we go, 379.
Josh Cronin, I got you in. And then my guy Hong, I also got you in the duck race. To my guy David Zahn. Zahn, obviously, today's been a little bit off the rails. But what I'm going to do, Dave, is... trying to think. Do you already have a Mendoza jersey? If you need a new one, I can get you a Mendoza jersey, or I can send you something else. But if you don't have a Mendoza jersey, I want to be able to send you a Mendoza. P break equals tune o'clock? No tune o'clock today, Ron. no, like real tune o'clock. Not right now.
That's what I said. I was like, I don't think he wants to drink, guys.
Oh, I think there's just certain things. We'll talk later. I got you, son.
Yeah. It's all going to make sense later on. You just have to
when you
trust
guys
the
see the
process.
end of the show, you're going to go, yeah, it's probably good that he didn't drink beer.
It's probably a good thing that he can
It's just
still
like
form sentences.
it's good that I didn't drink beers today. And
It's a good story. I
again,
promise.
some things are more important. Some things are more important. But, all right, fans. That's the fastest pee in Mitch's history from Nav. I was hustling.
Well, he thought I was probably going to start at 2 o'clock.
Again, I came in, I heard 7 boots. I'm like, we got
It's a good thing I hustled.
We got to hustle here a little bit. All right, fam. Let's get into the final show here around Vita Vea. And again, there's a lot of rumors going on around Vita. I talked about some news that was conveyed to me. We're going to get into that. But really, when you have the Vita Vea conversation, you also got to have the what does it cost in a trade? What does an extension cost? We're about to have those conversations right now here on the Raiders Report. Are y'all ready to get this thing going? If y'all are ready to get this thing going, I want you to give a shout out to David Zahn, Cass Joey, all the crazy mother effers that have made today's show just absolutely wild. To Bayou, to Raider Ron, to Nabman, to Yoda Jenkins, to... I'm forgetting so many names right now, man, and I know that I'm forgetting a lot of names. But I rock with a lot of people here, and I know a lot of people rock with Raider Nation, and today's show was a really, really cool show for me, only because I got a scoop from a guy on Vita Vea. I think you guys are going wild today, so that's that. But the biggest reason is at the end of the show. I've been wanting to do this since I got the message, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll give you guys that here in a little bit. Shout out to Bayou. What's up?
Really edging Raider Nation today. Just have them on the edge of their seats.
I mean, with Vita Vea, I'm on the edge of my seat.
I was talking about this story that we're running at the end of the show.
Oh, I am on the edge of my seat with Vita Vea. All right, John Scheffler, let me just get you in. Gary Backus, L.A. Crash, and then Jack Fields. I believe I got everybody in. 20 to win, $440, and if you come in second place, $150 gift card from Panda Sups. You ready to rock?
I think we're finally good.
All right, fam. I think we are finally ready to rock and roll here for the Las Vegas Raiders. Coming up, let's talk about Vita Vea a little bit more. I know the Raiders hit training camp today, kinda, but I would say the biggest story going on right now around the silver and black is Buccaneers defensive tackle Vita Vea. So let's get into this story a little bit more coming up right now here on the Raiders Report. Raider Nation, it's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Prize Picks. Coming up on the program, let's get into some Vita Vea trade rumors, and if you didn't see the show that I put out yesterday, if you're watching this live earlier today, go check it out, please, for all y'all out there. But what we're going to talk about on the program today is some Raiders and Buccaneers trade ideas involving Vita, because I'll say it like this. If you're having the Vita Vea trade conversations, if you're not talking about what it could cost in a trade and what a contract extension could end up looking like, you're not having the correct conversation. So today, I sat down with multiple people around the league that I think do a really good job covering their teams to figure out, hey, what could a Vita Vea trade look like? Also, what it could cost the Raiders if they make this deal. So if you did not see, and the reason why extension talks are really important because Mike Garafolo was a part of the first people that ended up reporting that Vea was looking for a trade, but the biggest reason why he's looking for a trade is because he wants a brand new contract. He's got $0 million guaranteed on that deal, and he's entering the final year of that contract. And if you didn't see the video that I put out before, I had a source tell me that the Raiders and Vita Vea have mutual interest. Ted Wynn reported on what had been on Monday that he heard that the Raiders and a team in the California area are kind of where Vita wants to go. I talked to a source on Tuesday, and they made it be clear to me that right now that they think it's a 3-team race. They expect more teams to get involved, but I am under the impression that the Raiders have already made an offer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there's going to be a lot more rumors that are going around Vita Vea, because I had my boss send me some team odds of if he's traded, who that next team he would end up landing on. And the Raiders are here at plus 600. They're 4th on the list. But based on the sources that I'm talking to, I'm hearing 49ers, I'm hearing Raiders, and I'm actually hearing the Denver Broncos. I really don't think it's Rams, and I don't really think it's going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. So coming up here on the show, let's look at some Vita Vea trade ideas. And it's not going to be only around the Raiders. We're going to look at some of these other teams that could also put in an offer, because for the silver and black, you got to know that you're going to be competing against other teams. So I just wanted to show fans of, like, what are some other offers that other teams could go to offer Tampa Bay. That way Raider fans know where we need to be in the Vita Vea sweepstakes. But if you're down to celebrate the Raiders making this deal, I hope that you hit that subscribe button. I've been live for a lot of shows throughout the years, and I've been live for some long-ass live shows, rocking and rolling with Raider Nation. I promise you this right now, it's going to be a wild one. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure those notifications are turned on. I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to trade for Vita, but I do know where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke right now around Vita potentially coming to Las Vegas. And if this deal goes down, bring your drinking pants. You're going to need them. Let's go to some trade ideas here around Vita Vea. So the first deal that you're going to see is from NFL analyst here at Chat Sports, Tom Downey. If you want to give him a follow on Twitter, he is at WhatGoingDowney. But for anybody that's watched this show throughout the years, you'll know Tom is one of the smartest guys I've ever talked to around the league. He knows players. He knows scouts. He knows so much detail. He is a football encyclopedia. And if you are a football fan, and if you do not follow Tom Downey, I think you're an idiot, because he is really, really smart. And I mean that. And I say that only because I do. A lot of times I'll go, hey, Tom, what do you think this could cost? Tom said this is what he believes it would cost for a NFL team to make a deal for Vita Vea. So the team would receive the defensive tackle in Vea. The Buccaneers get a 3rd-round pick and a starting caliber player. When I talked to Tom, he initially said, I don't think it's going to be as much as the Dexter Lawrence trade, but I do think it could be a little bit more than the Osa Odigizua trade, which is kind of what you see right here. But if the Raiders are interested in trading for Vita, which my sources already indicated to me that the Raiders are interested, and if it's a 3-team race, I'm going to show you trade ideas revolving around the 49ers, the Broncos, and of course, the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I am not an insider. I don't try to be an insider. When I get information, I relay it to you. So I'm built this show around what my source said. If I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell you, hey, I got a source telling me this, that's how I'm going to build the show. So right now, from my understanding, at the time I'm recording this video on July 28th, you guys might see this show on July 29th if you're not watching it live, we're going to talk about the Broncos, the 49ers, and the Raiders being the front runners for Vita Vea, and those are the trades that you're about to see. So let's go to this one right here. This is from Chase Sr. He is the host of our 49ers show at Chat Sports, and I asked him, I go, what do you think if the Niners made a deal? Because, again, the Ted Wynn report, apparently he wants to play for the Raiders or a California team. That aligns exactly with what my source told me today revolving the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to show you the deal that Chase said that the Niners could potentially offer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for Vita Vea, but I got an offer maybe even better than that. If you're looking to get $150 in lineups on Prize Picks, all you got to do is win your first $5 lineup. Also use code HMA, and I'm going to put this link for you guys down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. So that way it's a little bit easier. You can just click on that bad boy and then you're ready to rock. But America's #1 sports pick app, if you don't know, it is Prize Picks, and it's available in most states, including California, which I'm sure, oh my Lord, Vita Vea would love. Also, Florida, Texas, and you guys can join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 Sports Pick app. And if you're listening, we got this brand new offer, so there is no better time to get started. You can get $150 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup after you use code HMA. And I am recording this video on Tuesday, just so all of y'all know, but you might see that taco. I love tacos. Love them. Hard shell, soft shell. My wife would kill me for even asking that question. It's soft shell. I've learned that now, though. My mom only gave me hard shells. But so happens you grew up Central Pennsylvania, Amish country. I'm not Amish. Mitch, get back to Prize Picks. You're right. Taco Tuesday. It always breaks down what some of the best deals are. And if you don't know, throughout the day on Tuesdays, Prize Picks always puts out different Taco Tuesdays. So if you're looking at that lineup right now and you think it looks good, it's a $5 lineup to win 30. I will admit this is not mine, so you can't find it if you follow me at Mitchell Renz 365. This is one of our lineups from our guys at Chat Sports. But hey, if you're a sports fan, prove it. If you know ball, prove it. And if you're trying to get $150 in bonus lineups after playing a $5 lineup, all you got to do is win with that first lineup over on Prize Picks. And on Prize Picks, it feels good to be right. So let's first look at the Osa Odigizua trade, because I got to tip my cap to Chase and I got to tip my cap to Tom, because I asked them, what do they think it would cost? And they kind of gave me the exact answer without even knowing it. So when I asked Chase, hey, what do you think the trade would be if the 49ers made the deal for Vita Vea? And he goes, it's probably something around the Osa Odigizua trade. Here's what the Osa Odigizua trade was, the third-round pick, and a player, Sean Barmer, who it ended up turning into, kind of what Tom said, starting caliber player. So then I go, all right, well, what do you think it would be for Vita Vea? And this is what he gave me. Vita Vea for a third-round pick to Tampa Bay. Like, if I'm the Raiders, and this is kind of what I'm thinking, I know that this is a Raiders Report show. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Obviously, we're going up against the Bay, but I do think that the top two teams right now in the front running for Vita are the 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. And if that's true, if that's the price tag, if I'm the silver and black, I'm just trying to make it a little bit sweeter of a deal. Let's now go to our division rival, the Denver Broncos. And this one scares me a lot. And I say that because our Broncos host, who I talked to today, Moose, was kind of telling me, like Denver's been doing some minor moves and potentially trying to free up a little bit of money, and maybe they're trying to look for a replacement for John Franklin Myers, who was a free agent this offseason. But this is the deal that they said, that Moose said, could be interesting for the Broncos for Vita Vea. Denver gets Vita. Tampa Bay gets Matt Henningsen, who's a defensive tackle. Actually, he might, is he? Yeah, I think he's a defensive lineman. And then a third-round pick in 2027, and then a fifth-round pick in 2028. So, again, not too much here to be able to work with, but just to get an idea of maybe what Denver could potentially be offering. And I can't confirm it, but my source that I talked to this morning did kind of make it seem like Denver might also be a team that could have an offer on the table. Don't know for sure, but it was definitely part of the conversation. And then I'm going to give you my offer, right? And I've already put out one Raiders trade offer to Vita Vea, and here's the one thing that's going to be a part of my show. I'm always going to make it a little bit different. I'm going to mix. I'm going to match. I'm not just going to give you the same thing over and over again. But how about this? My first offer, right? If the San Francisco 49ers offer is let's just say a third-round pick, how can I give a slightly better offer? Well, I'll throw in J.J. Pegues, and it actually kind of makes me sad. I like Pegues coming out of Ole Miss. He's our biggest defensive tackle at 325 pounds outside of Benito Jones. And the fact that he was drafted in the 6th round of last year's draft, maybe Las Vegas looks at that and goes, Tonka Hemingway, J.J. Pegues. I'll pick Tonka over J.J. Maybe they pick J.J. over Tonka. I don't necessarily know. But based on what I've heard and what I have the understanding of, I think that they just believe in Tonka a little bit more as a player. So maybe that's the deal that ends up getting it done. If they hit me with, well, what else could you add? What about this? And maybe that's not a lot to all of y'all out there, but I do think this deal would be interesting to Tampa Bay, and I say that because, again, here at Chat Sports, I listen, I follow along with what a lot of people are doing because it's the other part of my job. I'm not just the Raiders Report host here at Chat Sports. I am Senior VP of Live Productions. It is my job to know what's going on with all the channels that we have here at Chat Sports, and I know that Tampa Bay this entire offseason has been looking for long, athletic corners, and they need extra depth. It's exactly what the Camryn Richardson is, and I think that he's going to be a player that ends up getting cut. So if we could just throw him into the mix as just like a sprinkle or a cherry on top to get a deal done, I would offer this in a heartbeat for Vita Vea. So you guys get the opportunity here to make the call. Should the Raiders trade for Vita? If you're like, yeah, Mitch, I'm with you, type trade down below. If you want to say type pass, that's totally fine. All I ask is this. If you type trade, if you type pass, just give me a reason why you're saying that down below in the comment section. My answer is coming up right here. Yes, the Las Vegas Raiders should, without a doubt, for just win babies, 100% make a trade for Vita Vea. And then you got to give them an extension because you're not going to make the trade without giving them an extension. So coming up here, I'm not just going to give you one extension idea. I'm going to give you two different ideas because I think that that's how the Raiders would do it. And if the Raiders already have an offer on the table, I would be under the impression that they already have an extension in their mind circulating. So we will show all of y'all what those extensions could potentially be. Before I do that, though, I say on this program all the time that the Chat Sports team, I think, knows you guys a lot more than what you realize. And yes, we are building an unbelievable community here on the Raiders Report, but you guys are also really helping us build an unbelievable company here at Chat Sports. And I hope that you guys know that my team works really, really hard to get Raider Nation, the best content on planet Earth. And yesterday, I didn't have my normal producer, so one of our newer guys, his name is Brian, he stepped up and he got his very first Raider video done. And I saw one of the commenters say, "Let's go, Brian." So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that in our group chat just so our entire company can see it because I know that you guys appreciate the extra content, but I also don't think you guys realize how much of rock stars some of y'all are to some of our new guys. And, you saw Ethan, if you're watching live, pull up here, do a beer bong. I think you guys are going to see more and more people showing up. But to Vegas, shout out to you. When you guys are good to my guys here at Chat Sports, it does. It just means a lot to me. My bosses saw it. Some of our newer guys saw it, and Brian wanted to give you guys a shout out. So I mean it when I say it. You guys are helping us build a community on YouTube, but you're also helping build an awesome company here at Chat Sports. And I want to give a shout out to the people that are a big part of this community. So they got a feature on YouTube. I can see different types of comments, and YouTube just picks different people to feature. I don't necessarily know the rhyme or the reason of how they pick it. You're probably seeing multiple people on this for, multiple times. I don't have the answers why, but I want to showcase our community here on the Raiders Report because, yeah, you're going to get free videos every day. We're going to chug beers. We're going to have a good time. But truly, the number one reason why you subscribe, it's the community. And anybody that's a part of the community is going to back me up on that, and I know that. So let's go to the Vita Vea extension projection. I think to really fully understand the concept of what it could potentially cost the Raiders if you make the deal, you got to understand where Vita is at right now. So his current contract, he's in the final year of his deal with zero guaranteed. Kind of reminds me a little bit of all the Taron Johnson conversations we've had. Kind of reminds me of some of the past conversations we had. If you're a veteran, final year of your deal, zero guaranteed, put the math together. Somebody wants a brand new contract. So the fact that he's set to become a free agent in 2027 at age 32, maybe it's a big deal, maybe it's not. He did not practice for the Buccaneers on their first day of training camp, but his cap hit is $22.2 million. If the Raiders make a trade for him, they would take on, it's about $18 million in the year of 2026. So when you think of extensions, you got to think about the new contract on top of the $18 million that you're adding into the equation. If that makes sense, I hope that it does. All right, let's keep it moving here. So for Vita Vea, the extension projection, I think you got to look at the highest paid defensive tackles. And what's kind of funny about the time that I'm recording this video is we got a brand new guy today. Brand new deal. Jalen Carter is now the highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League, making about $38 million per year. So when you look at this number, do I think that Vita's going to get up into this top 5 range? Maybe, maybe not. Where I will say, though, Vita will be right around the top 10. And I think it's important for fans to know that he's going to be right around the top 10. But man, oh man, what a full circle experience, right? The Raiders passed on Tyree Wilson. You drafted Tyree Wilson. You passed on Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter just became the highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League, but I do know that there was some rumors around the Raiders being interested in Carter. Now that Carter got that deal locked up, I wonder, could that have been one of the reasons why the deal happened around Carter? Because the Eagles knew the Raiders were sniffing around. maybe the Raiders have totally changed now their direction to Vita Vea. But I do think it's just, again, important to know. And it's important to know because I do think that this right here will impact Vita. It's going to impact him in some way, shape, or form because he is going to get that contract extension. So, like, the fact that that number just went up, you know, the Raiders, who are sitting right there right now with $14.1 million in salary cap space, 20th most in the NFL, they got to be prepared to give an extension to Vita because, again, you're not going to be able to make the trade unless you have the money in order to do it. So what I'm going to try to do here on the show is just try to map out how the Raiders can get this extension done. And some of you were going, well, we got 14.1. How do we have enough money to be able to make it happen? Restructures. Whether you restructure maybe a Max deal, maybe you restructure a Colt Miller deal, maybe you restructure or revise a Taron Johnson. Like, for the Raiders, you can make it happen. Quite frankly, I think any NFL team can move money around enough if you want a player bad enough. And, hey, you know, moved on from Lockie Tassi at 347 pounds to bring in another 347-pound guy. That would be wild. Let's go to the first extension idea, okay? First extension idea. This is around a 2-year deal, and this is me giving him more money kind of per year to take a shorter-term deal. So the first extension idea that I got is a 2-year, $50 million deal. $30 million of that is guaranteed. That puts him at $25 million per year, and this puts him at the 7th highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League. The way that the new contract ends up looking at is 3 years, $72.2 million. Now, technically, the Raiders would only be responsible for 3 years, $68 million of it. But just, again, the way that it fully breaks out, I mean, you're looking at a guy that would then be a free agent at the age of 34 years old, making about $24.1 million per year for a team that was willing to pay Christian Wilkins, who is literally like 11 months younger than Vita. Also, we got another extension rolling in here at number 2, and it is a little bit of a bigger deal. And the extension idea here that I have for the next one is more tying him to John Spytek, because I do think if this trade ends up happening and the extension happens, you're going to either be getting a 2-year extension or a 3-year extension. And let's just say Vita gets that 3-year extension. What's kind of interesting about this is when the Raiders hired John Spytek, they gave him a 5-year deal. So essentially, you're really just tying Vita with Spytek throughout his entirety career here for the Raiders. So again, John's got 4 years left technically. You would then give Vita those 4 years left technically. I will say with this deal and probably the other 2-year deal, it would be formatted very similar to like a Colton Miller contract where it's like the first 2 years are essentially all guaranteed, and then that final year of the contract is not guaranteed, so the Raiders would be able to move on and get out of it. But that new contract would look something like this. The guaranteed money, something like that. 10th highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League with this second extension idea. So before I go today, if you don't know, Friday Happy Hour, it's going down July 31st. I don't know what time yet I'm going to be live on Friday Happy Hour. What I do know is this. We're going to be early. It's going to be a long freaking live show. One of our new guys, Ethan's doing a 2-hour straight tune o'clock. Make sure you pour it on. But we're also going to be adding 2 people to the Raiders Report Fantasy Football League. It's going to be a really cool opportunity. And I'm also going to talk to my bosses because my bosses just saw that Zahn did what he did for Ethan to pull up on Friday. So I'm just going to say it like this. I'm going to challenge my bosses. I want to go to the Raiders open practice on August 11th. They told me to swing by their office after this live show. I will have a number for you. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to go to August 11th practice. So Friday Happy Hour, make sure you're subscribed. It's going to be it's going to be a wild, crazy show. I got to start it off with a Friday Happy Hour boot, but if you bleed silver and black, if you miss partying in Oakland, if you want to become and party just with the biggest Raiders community on planet Earth, pull up to the Raiders Report because we have a hell of a time here. Loud Cameron Abbott bang! Whew, F Cancer Sable Warrior, Velveeta cheese stock is going up. Is that because of Vita? Have you ever had Velveeta cheese?
It's great.
I love Velveeta cheese.
I love it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Dude, Velveeta cheese can get it. Shout out to LCA. LCA, I'm on board with everything you got here, man. If you guys don't know, we're about to talk about something. Like I said, I got a message, which we could probably get ready to get right into it right after this LCA.
Yeah, we got a couple more super chats.
We'll go through some more super chats. We got a duck race to be able to do. And again, if anybody is here for the Vita Vea update, though, some actual NFL news just went down. Denzel Ward is getting a contract extension, 2 years, $62.2 million extension with the Cleveland Browns. Big time payday.
Everyone's getting paid today.
A lot. I mean,
Brett and James, you hear that? Everyone's getting paid today. Maybe we should bump that up.
If only. If only. Few weeks.
Couple days. It's payday. Got to get to the 30th or 31st.
Richard Black, if Spytek has to get aggressive, trade second round for Vita, top 5 defensive tackle in the league, with 3 to 5 years left in the tank. See, Richard, I'm actually happy you said that because I also think that Vita's got 3 to 5 years left in the tank. Like, Leonard Williams is 32 years old. He was just graded as the best defensive tackle in the NFL. Like, Calais Campbell's still playing at a high level. One of my buddies who's no longer on the Raiders anymore, but I still talk to him from time to time, John Jenkins. He just celebrated his birthday. He's like 36 years old. And, John and I were talking the other day. Shout out to my big dog, John. And I was talking to John. I was like, bro, you've been in the league for 14 years. Like, that's an unbelievable accomplishment, but he's still playing at a high level. And, I've talked to some of these guys on the DT. It's just like when I got to talk to John Hankins a few years ago. It's called, I'll just say it's like kind of grown man strength. Like, these guys are gigantic dudes. Not that you have to be in great shape, but you got to be strong. And I think I'm wondering with like interior offensive linemen, defensive tackles that play a position a certain way. And for a guy like Vita that's just naturally big, he's going to be really good in the league for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years. And great on the field, off the field, got the connections. I am all in on Vita Vea. Let's go, Brian. Yeah, dude, Brian was hype, man. Brian's one of the nicest guys here at Chat Sports. He's like genuinely one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. Like, there's sometimes he's almost too nice.
He's also always down for anything.
It can be dangerous though. Brian reminds me a lot of like a freshman on a team. He's like, you know what? I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down. I'm all about the team. I'll do it. Brian's a real one.
Everyone needs one of those guys.
Big facts. What up, Preston Rodriguez? What up, Preston? Also, Preston, we'll probably be doing some of your giveaways that you sent us. We'll be giving those away a little bit closer to August. 3 years, $56 million, 47 guaranteed. I don't think it's just nearly enough money per year. Again, Vita right now is cap hits $22.2 million, and he wants more guaranteed. I personally think, based on the conversations that I have with our Chat Sports guys, some of the NFL guys, my source that I talked to yesterday, and this morning, I'm going to go with, I think you got to be at minimum $22 million per year. So 22 year and above. I think it's going to be either a 2-year or a 3-year extension. If this was 3 year, you added another now I'll tell you this, if you did 3 years, maybe like $60 million guaranteed, maybe he'd be willing to do a deal like that because you're giving him more guaranteed. Where like my deal was 3 years, 70, but only 50 guaranteed. It could also be up to him. I like the idea though. I think 3 year, 2 year is kind of the perfect idea though for I keep wanting to say Locky Tassi. I'm going nuts. I literally am. Like, I'm driving myself nuts. I screwed up when I was talking about it in that show because I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, stop saying Locky Tassi.
Is Locky Tassi like Samoan or like Pacific Islander like Vea is? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was like that or Australian, because you know how like some of the Australian guys like.
Well, he actually he's also Australian. He was an Australian.
Okay, so he's just both.
He was I'm also guessing he's Samoan. Pretty sure he is. Locky Tassi's Samoan, right? But I also think he played in the Australian Rugby League.
Okay.
So he's like still very new to football, but he's no longer on the team. International Pathway Program. All right, fam. So I know I've been talking a lot about different things today. I want to get one more time here real quick. Randall Carter, you're going to be in the duck race. Joe Guy, you're going to be in the duck race. $20 Venmo. Right now you have a shot to win $460. And if you come in second place, you're going to get a $150 gift card from Panda Sup. So I always say, oftentimes, how can I say this? I get a lot of really amazing messages, and I've gotten a lot of really amazing messages throughout the year, and I love doing this show. And, oftentimes, you got to find that why. Like, what's your why in life? I don't know what your why in life is. And I got to give a lot of shout out to this dad here. And what you guys are going to see is a message that I received. You guys are going to see some photos, and you're going to hear a story, a very inspiring story of one of the bravest young men I've ever got the experience to talk with and see. So I'm going to read you guys a message here, and I just want all y'all to know that, Michael, we got your back, man. I think you're an absolute warrior. Keep on fighting. You make your family so, so proud, and just keep on going, man. And I hope anybody that's watching this program right now, I know that Michael and his family are watching the program, and all I want you guys to do is just go down in the comments section, let Michael know that you got his back, and even if you've never met this young man here, I'll promise you this right now. He is a absolute freaking warrior, and I want Michael and his entire family to know that Raider Nation's family and that we got your back. So I'm going to go through, and I'm going to read you this one. Hey, brother. Hope you and your family are doing well. I wanted to reach out about my son, Michael. He's 11. He was diagnosed with leukemia in September 2025 and has been in a tough road. But he's been incredibly strong through it all. He's a huge Raider fan. We usually travel to Vegas for games, but with treatment and his immune system, we can't this year. If there's any way you could help send him some Raiders love, a quick video, signed item, anything, it would truly mean a lot and lift his spirits. No pressure at all, and I'm happy to pay. I just want to do something special for him. Thank you for your time. So obviously I got back to Bo, and obviously Bo and I have had our conversations. Bo's not going to pay, for anything. We're all covered here. We're all straight. Raider Nations, again, we're family here. So then it goes, hey, man, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This is after him and I had some phone calls after I sent some stuff to him for Michael. So, again, I promise you this. Michael's going to get some really awesome stuff, and that family's going to get some really awesome stuff. I truly appreciate everything you've done for Michael. I know every call, text, and gesture has put a smile on his face, and that means more to our family than can put into words. I wanted to share something with you. Michael and Jack Besh have become friends. Jack gave him his personal phone number. They have FaceTime. He checks on him from time to time and has even sent Michael his jersey, which is an incredible, heartfelt message. It has made a real difference in my son's life. And I got to tip my cap to Jack Besh. I definitely thought that deserved to be in it. Here's the message, and here's the jersey that Jack sent Michael. And I can't really zoom in on it too much. If you guys want to check it out, you can see. But to me, I think this is just another example of our players being important on and off the field. And just, I don't think at times even I realize, right, like who are the people that are watching the show. But to the entire family, for you allowing Michael to watch this program and be a part of our community, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. So Michael is right here, and we're just going to cycle through some photos that his dad, sent me. This is also, there's some that are post and pre-treatment, but what I want you guys to see is this. A young man who is a warrior, who is happy, who is a Raider fan, who has got a lot of loving people around him, from sisters to dad, mom. Like, some of these photos, dude, were so effing awesome, and I'm trying to not swear and tear up at the exact same time. But this is one photo that when I got it, I remember stopping exactly where I was. And, Michael, I mean it, man. You're a warrior, and I want you to keep on fighting, and you got my number. Anytime you need me, dude, I hope that you hit me up. But, to the dads and to the family members out there that reached out to me, and, Michael's and his dad have been a long-time Raiders Report, fan. They've been watching the show. This one also made me laugh a lot, put a big smile on my face, because I'll say this right now. I don't know if there's anybody better on planet Earth of bringing smiles to Raider Nation than my guy Samoan Raider. We're also been talking a lot about Vita Vea today, and Samoan, you keep putting smiles on people's faces, man. But, all y'all out there, when I get messages like this, when I get DMs like this, I get photos like this, it's incredibly humbling. I'm very proud of how much of a community we've been able to build, and the fact that you guys even think of me, that I can lift up some spirits. I'm a big believer that, when you put good energy out in the world, good stuff happens, and I mean it like this to all the Raider fans out there that are watching this show right now. Whether you got 5 seconds, a minute, take time out of your night tonight, and I want you to say a prayer not only for Michael, for the entire family, but I think stuff like this, it's a message that maybe is not easy to hear. But you know what? Sometimes the best messages aren't always easy to hear. But I think sometimes messages like this just show that it's a lot bigger than just you. It's a lot bigger than just me. Sometimes there's a lot other things that are going. But this one also was an unbelievable picture that I got, and I remember seeing it. Just seeing the fact that you guys are at the stadium in Las Vegas, enjoying it. Being a kid, being an 11-year-old. Michael should never have to deal with this. No family should ever have to deal with this. And I don't know what I can possibly do. I hope that everything that my team and I have prepared for, Michael and his family today, I hope that you guys just know that not too often I'm left speechless. But when I heard Michael's story, when I had the opportunity, like I said, to get to know Michael a little bit better here over the past week, you're a warrior, dude. You're a warrior, dude. And I want you to keep on going, keep on chugging along. And I hope, we got a day here where, I'll tell you this, Michael, we're gonna dap up someday. I'm going to get a hug someday, and you and I, we're going to, a few years down the road, we're going to chug some beers on the Raiders Report. I don't know how, but we're going to do it. To Michael and the entire family, Raider Nation's got your back. Thank you again to the family that sent me all this. And to Michael, keep on fighting. You got my phone number. You guys got me on Instagram. If you need anything, please, 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 you guys let me know. But for everyone out there, I want Michael, I want the family, I want all of y'all. On the count of 3, we're going to do our best Raiders, and I hope that, Michael, you can hear me 8 hours from now. Michael is about 8 hours from me here in Texas. I know that him and his family live down close to me. I've thought about making a trip. I'm doing some homework. I'm going to see if I can make it happen. But I want all y'all to scream Raiders as loud as you can for Michael, for his family, because this is so much more than just a YouTube channel. We are building an unbelievable community here on the Raiders Report. Y'all ready? In the count of 3, in the count of 2, in the count of 1, I need y'all to yell, Raiders! Michael, keep rocking, dude. Keep on rocking. I promise you, we're going to keep on rocking with you here at the Raiders Report. All right, fam. There's a reason why I didn't do boots today. I figured there was nothing more important than me being able to tell Michael and his family that we got his back, and that cancer sucks, and that whatever I can do, and I mean it, man, whatever I can do to help out, I hope that I'm going to do my best to help out. Raider Ron, Michael, from Raider Ron, buddy, from a real one to another real one. The
emojis were a salute. But our system is weird sometimes, so it's a salute to Michael.
It's a salute to Michael. From Raider Ron, the godfather here at the Raiders Report. From Mike J. Raider, shout out to you, Michael. Raider Nation's got your back. Again, I'm seeing a lot of these come in now from Sean Irish, throwing up one up for Michael. Love you, brother. You're not alone. Raider Nation, Raiders Report family is with you. You got this. Raider Ron sending one in, throwing it down for Michael. For Sherlock. Again, y'all are unbelievable. And then I see another one coming in here from Nathan Wolf. A Michael Bang. Finish the alley-oop from Nathan Wolf. Nathan, shout out to you, brother. And then I believe we had another one
right here
coming in from K-Rock, who also was showing up and showing out and showing some love for Michael. So, Michael, I just want you to know, man, and to your dad, check your Venmo. When I get done with the show, I'm gonna send you some stuff. So nothing crazy. I don't need to make the announcement on here, but dad of Michael, check your phone after this live show. We're gonna be in contact. So, and I would love to, like I said, chop it up a little bit more. So, all right, fam, let's run this duck race here. I hope that somebody can go home with some money today. If you do not know, it's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. And believe me when I say this, I know today's show has been off the wall, and from the bottom of my heart, to everybody that bangs, and I know we chug beers, I know we do boots, I know we do a lot of stuff. There's a reason why I didn't do all that today, and I wouldn't change it. Sometimes there's things that are more important, but I'll make it up to y'all on Friday. And Michael, if you're down on Friday, brother, if you're down on Friday to say hello, I would love to be able to have you here. Just FaceTime in on Dad's Instagram. Obviously, Dad's got to allow it. I hope I'm not putting Dad in a bad spot here, but Michael, I would love
will
it.
have to chug juice. Sorry.
Yeah.
You get apple juice.
Prayer, strength, and love to you, Michael. Keep fighting all the same to your family. Big facts. Big root beer float.
There we go.
A root beer boot. That would be electric, man.
Michael would probably love that. Every child would love that.
That would be awesome. Dude, a root beer boot? Actually, probably tough.
I'd rather that over the Happy Dad boot any day.
Yeah, probably. Michael, shout out to you, Michael Hatcher. Raider on said, if I win, donate it to Michael. I got you. Fight it, Michael. Just win, baby. I will say this. I did already put Michael's name in. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to donate it to him, and this is just, this is a real-life conversation here. If you win your duck race, if you want to keep the money, you paid for your money. Like, you get to keep it. I already paid for a spot for Michael just so nobody else would have to give away their money. So I already have one in. If you want to, Ron, you're more than welcome. If anybody out there wants to, you're more than welcome. But I don't want anybody to feel like they have the obligation to. I hope that I've already put one in for Michael. So if he wins, it's on my behalf, and he's going to get the money, just so you know.
Michael's going on a shopping spree.
Just so you know. Nabman, fight Michael. Just win, baby. We got you. We got you. We got you. We got you. Oh, man. Is this the Golden Bachelor? I think it is. I think it's the Golden Bachelor. Steve L., man. Dude, Steve, it's been a minute, dog.
I'm not familiar with Steve's game.
You're not familiar? So Steve L. is the original Golden Bachelor here on the Raiders Report. The original Golden Bachelor. And you might be asking yourself, is there more than one? Maybe.
I'm about to say, how many are there?
Maybe. I don't know. If I win, donate it. Ron, I got you, bro. I got you, bro. All right. Shout out to Steve L. Bang! The Golden Bachelor. Mitch, it's been too long. Can't wait for the season. Bro, I can't wait for the season, man. I am hyped, hyped, hyped. And now with the Vita stuff, like I literally woke up this morning. I mean, that's why I came in early today. That's why I got you a video. I mean, I'm like in my sicko mode right now, where first thing I do when I wake up, it's like, Vita Vea. Like, what's happening?
I was having dreams about Vita Vea.
I mean, my wife last night, so yesterday we were trying to like build this like bookcase thingamajig for our office area because the football season's coming. She's been working at home more, so I'm trying to get my office situation ready so I can make more videos at home just in case. And yeah, man, we were getting ready for the season. We were doing all sorts of stuff. I forget how I got on this tangent, but sorry, I forget.
Wait.
I got sidetracked.
We were getting there.
I saw another message down below, and I got sidetracked, so it is what it is. But, dude, I was saying, yesterday I was on my phone so much, checking constantly.
Oh, yeah.
My wife
Vita
was
Vea.
like, "What? Like, who are you texting? Who are you talking to? Like, what are you doing?" And I'm
Wouldn't
like,
you like to know?
like, I'm just looking for Vita updates. I'm just looking for Vita updates.
I swear. It's just this long-haired Samoan man.
I'm just
About
trying
350 pounds. I want him to stuff my holes in the Raiders defense.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I couldn't have said it better myself. Steve L., it is good to see you, my guy. All right, fam. Last chance to get in the Raiders Report duck race. Last chance to get in, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz, 365. I'm looking right now. The last name that I saw get in is Joe Guy, and it would be a winner would get $460. I am adding $100 of my own money into the race. Though, we got a few more people now. Brandon Beeler
Hey.
in. Chadwick in. My guy can't walk. I got you in. And Yoda, I got you.
Okay, so an even 40?
To Yoda Jenkins, I got you. Dustin Campbell, I see you. I got you. So it's a 20 to win, $500. Excuse me, Yoda. And so we'll do.
I got 41 names.
All right, 20 to win, $510. Second place gets a $150 gift card to Panda Sups. If you come in second place, all I need is your email. All I need is your email. I will say this. To the person that won last Tuesday, I sent you a message on Monday, and I apologize it took me so long to get to you. But because last Wednesday I was live all day, that's typically the day where I do a lot of my catching up on that type of stuff, so I wasn't able to do it until Monday. So to the person that won last week, if you're like, I still haven't gotten it yet, maybe you already did. I haven't checked my Venmo comments, but check your Venmo comments. I did. Message on what? Venmo. If you win, send me your email on Venmo. Correct. Though, Cronin, did you win last week? I feel like that name is making me think that maybe you won.
He might have won.
I feel like, because, Josh, if you won last week or you came in second place, maybe check your comments. Because I think that I commented at you recently. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, check your comments. I said I just got it on Monday, so check your email. If you haven't received the email yet, I will make sure that they send you one soon. But it was on me because I didn't check until Monday. So that was on me. All right, I see somebody say, hey, get me in. All right, one more here. Hang on. Steve L. in.
You're lucky we like you, Steve.
Steve, yeah, you're lucky. Gilbert Rodriguez, you in. I saw Anthony Green waving, but I think he was just waving. All right, I think we're all in here. 20 to win, $530. Let's do it. 20 to win, $530. Second place, $150 gift card from Panda Sups. Yes, Cousins did get named the starter, but I don't really think that is all that surprising.
You ready?
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. What am I looking at?
They're chocolate bars.
Chocolate
or
bars?
Or what it said it was.
I think some of it is gum. Some of it is definitely chocolate bars.
They got like a little cosmic brownie at the bottom.
Is that a cosmic brownie I could crush? That was one of my favorite. Like, what was your favorite random? I had a sweet tooth, so my mom would always buy stuff like that. Like I had. Do you ever have, they were called Banana Twins?
Is it a Little Debbie brand?
Kinda, yeah. I think so.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Banana Twins, the oatmeal cream pies. Oh
dude.
my god, dude. Alex's dad makes homemade oatmeal cream pie, these cookies. I'm not kidding you. It is uncontrollable how many I eat. I don't stop. Can't stop.
It's a dangerous game.
Give me a cup of coffee. Gets
Oh my
wild.
God.
Charles G.
Randall!
What a win for Randall Carter. And Can't Walk gets the $150 gift card to Panda Sups. Carl, just send me your email and I will get you that gift card to Panda. Congrats, though, to Randall. Real talk, man.
Came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere. So I gotta find him. Randall. Randall Carter. Randall, if you could please confirm that you just received $530, that would be much appreciated, Randall. And then my guy Can't Walk, if you could please just send me your email address. That way I could get you hooked up. That way I could get it hooked up.
Rebel Montana said came too late.
Oh,
Damn.
literally, Rebel, I was just about to say, though. Reb, I got you your first guy in tomorrow. I will be live on the Raiders Report tomorrow. They have practice tomorrow. It's going to be about a 90-minute session. So, honestly, bro, I might go live for training camp. I don't know how it's going to go tomorrow.
Yeah, because they're on the field tomorrow, huh?
They're on the field, but I don't really know how many updates we're actually going to get. Like, I'm telling you this right now. Which, again, tip my cap to Klint, and I don't like that I have experience in this, but I do. This regime is one of the most difficult regimes to get information about. Like, the amount of time that I'm spending digging right now, again, and I dig to try to get info, but there's not a lot of info that this regime's giving out. So,
They got tight lips over there.
like, Raiders person in me doesn't like it. The fan in me likes it. It's kind of it's a double-edged sword, but it's a double-edged sword that we got to do. What time tomorrow? Again, I don't know exactly what time I'm going to be live tomorrow, but hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications because I want you to get the alert. I got to figure out so many different things when I get done with this show. So I will be live tomorrow, though. You guys have showed up and showed out. Obviously, I'm going to be live on Friday as well, so be ready to rock. Mitch, let me know. I'll be there. 7-hour drive. So what, you're saying if I show up August 11th, let me know I'll be there after a 7-hour drive? All right.
Well, now you have to be there.
I mean, Ron, I'll tell you this right now. If you saying that alone is going to be helpful for me to be able to get my bosses to let me go. Seriously. It's going to be helpful. So, all right, fam. I'm going to hop on out of here. My final thing to you is, should the Raiders trade for Vita Vea? Type trade, type pass. I hope that you type trade because I definitely want it to happen. And before I hop on out of here again, Michael, you're an absolute warrior. To Michael's dad, be on your phone. I'm going to be messaging you very, very shortly as soon as we get done with this live show. But be ready to rock and roll tomorrow, all y'all. Raiders veterans training camp does officially get going tomorrow. Obviously, if anything new happens around Vita, I will do my best to keep you guys up to date. But it's going to be a fun week here on the Raiders Report. Get ready for Friday. It's going to be a crazy happy hour. I don't know what the bang race looks like, but my dad texted me and said, I think you should add an extra person into the fantasy league after how crazy today's show is. I think it's because my dad also wants to
make it a 32-man league.
Maybe 18-man roster. That's still crazy. We'll see. But I mean this when I say this. I'll rock with all of y'all. Shout out to Raider Nation. There is some mutual interest with Vita Vea, but the number one reason why I was excited to pull up and do today's show, I was excited for training camp. I was excited to talk about Vita Vea, but truly the messages that I got from Michael, about Michael, to Michael's family, to Michael, you're a warrior. Keep on fighting. You're making me, you're making Chat Sports, you're making Raider Nation very, very proud. Keep on fighting, Michael. You're a freaking warrior, dude.